Hey, what's up, my people? It's Saturday, so we're talking about Severance, of course, because I couldn't wait anymore because I was like waiting all day. That's all I was thinking about the whole day. It's about getting to here to talk to you guys and discuss all these theories because this was a banger of an episode.
Oh, yeah.
I'm Brian the Grizzly with Tank. Man, I'm glad you're here, though.
I was rushing to get the kids to sleep and stuff, so like, go sleep.
Oh,
man. Yeah, this was such a great episode, man. We watched it. Me and my girlfriend watched it last night, and we were just like pausing it, reading things, and trying to catch every detail. So yeah, it was one of those episodes for sure.
Notes.
Nice. Yep.
Outlines, and I was like, oh man, it was so good, so many things, and it felt like the end of the beginning, and we were going to get to the middle of what's actually going on. So I'm so excited to talk about stuff because I don't think everyone that we think is telling you that they're good are actually good. I don't think everyone if they're bad is actually bad.
Yeah, this episode made you start to question some people where you're like, okay, what's going on? So, well,
are you really?
yeah. That was a good one.
We got Nikisha in the building. Hey, Nikisha, I actually checked out your video, you and your daughter. Yeah. That was pretty awesome. Man. I was loving it. You having that discussion. So if you guys get a chance after we're watching this, please check out Nikisha's video. It's really cool. Very cool. Yeah. Good notes too. Good notes.
Nice.
So good evening, everyone. Excited to talk about Severance with you all. Had another great episode. Is this the only series that doesn't miss? Like, there's no filler. There's no time to have a filler episode. It's just rolling downhill.
Like, the last episode was probably I don't say weakest, but it was the least eventful of all season. And it was still, like, pretty good. It was just when it was sandwiched in between, the forest. And, yeah, so... but it's still not bad. Like, if that's a bad, like the worst they have, then I mean, we're good. Like, man, we're good.
Man, they know what they're doing. We got that Dr. Deb in the building. Hey, Nikisha, Spoiler Kings. It was a fantastic episode. It was.
Yes.
So always good to see you too. Thank you for coming in. I think Brian, amazing episode. I was so enthralled with this episode. Like, I watched it 4 times in like pieces. Like, I was breaking it down, and then I was like, okay, I gotta stop. I need to go back and read this. Like, I had to write down, okay, like, what are the 5 stages of grief? Like, right at the beginning of the damn episode. Like, it was really good, and I mean, it just makes you think about other things and leads you down the road so well.
Yeah. And well, real quick before we get into it, like, Severance also like broke some records. Severance has broken the Apple TV Plus record, launching as the platform's #1 series in its history, based on the unique numbers from January 17th to February 17th. So from those numbers, I believe Ted Lasso. Yeah. Ted Lasso was and that was 3 seasons. Yeah. This did it in a season and a half. Like, that's wild. But also, like, that's Apple's numbers, but it's still Severance claimed the #4 spot in Nielsen's top 10 original chart for the week of January 13th. Yeah, which is the first 3 days of season 2. Yeah, 589 million minutes viewed.
Isn't that like during football time?
Yeah, that's like 20. Like, so that many, almost 600 minutes viewed. 28% of all those minutes viewed was just the opening season 2 premiere, which is wild. Like, so many people were ready for this show to come back.
Well, I mean, it took long enough. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you better be filming season 3 now. I can't wait.
Yeah.
So all thanks for that. It was so much fun doing it with her. You guys were funny, entertaining. So definitely check that out. It was
I gotta check that one out. I saw all the other ones, which was awesome.
The early reviews for this design were it was worth the wait, and I agree. It was worth the wait, but such a work of art, and the cinematography is so well done. The scenes, the mirrors Dude, I took like
Yes.
more pictures of the mirrors than I took of anything else. I'm like, you're doing it right there. You're doing it. I'm seeing it.
Multiple times this episode, it did it like
Amy.
really well. Like this show better win a few Emmys. You know, it better win for cinematography.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it's so well done. So well done.
You said, wow, well earned. Yeah, it really is, Nikisha. We got comics and tortilla.
Oh,
That's
hey,
also. Thank you for jumping in. Once again, guys, as we're going along, please let us know if you have any theories, any thoughts. Let us know everything. We'll bring it right up. I want to talk about all of it. You guys are great. This is, what's good, everyone. So, we appreciate you being here. Just please talk about whatever you want to talk about and lead us down the rabbit hole, because we will go all the way down.
Yeah.
All right. Before we get started, so what were your initial thoughts? Your overall for the overall feel of the episode.
I think very like worlds are colliding. Like that's what I felt like. It's and it was like when I was finished watching it, I'm like, man, everything is coming to just this giant collision, and I don't know what's gonna happen. The innies and the outies and everyone having sex. Like, what the hell, man? Everybody. It was like I did not expect that from this kind of show, or at least this early into this, or I guess it's halfway through the season now, but still. But yeah, just this is going to turn into a train wreck in the best way. It's like the train wreck, like you can't turn away. You have to
slow motion. You're like, what the
hell?
Yeah,
like this is turning into a wild ride. Yeah.
Don't be surprised if multiple people get pregnant and have to explain some stuff.
Yep.
There's gonna be a lot of stuff to explain.
Yep.
He says, I hope we see Miss Cobell next week. I wonder what she's been up to.
Yeah. I have a theory when we get into that part of the dinner. When they talk about people in the dinner, I'm kind of, I could be wrong. Maybe I missed it. I was only able to see it one time this week. So, but yeah.
I agree. I see Helly and Gretchen having babies. What if I told you more? What if I said there was more to that? Okay. Well, let's just get right into the dive right into the episode, because man, this is unbelievable. So, start off with Mark. Look at he's bewildered. He has to have a conversation with Ragabi about what he saw. It's like, look at this white hallway, and she was just saying all these facts. I don't know what are they doing to her down there. And Ragabi says, all I know about her is that she's essential. So what I got that from that was more that maybe Gemma's the only essential part of this thing because of what Gemma did. You notice that Mark and Gemma don't have kids.
Yeah.
They're both professors. They didn't have kids. What if they had a hard time having kids?
That wouldn't surprise me.
So Gemma then reaches out to somebody who works for Lumen.
That makes sense.
She gets pregnant and she didn't read the fine print, and they took over her body because of that. They took her because she's pregnant with the baby.
Yeah. I mean, that
rewrite her. Yeah.
That's not a bad theory, because remember in season 1, there was that whole chunk of one of the episodes where I believe it was a Devon dealt with somebody who was severed and having a child. Like, off of Lumen property, they were like in some resort or whatever. So yeah. I mean, you kind of tie stuff like that back in together with the pregnancies and
then all the openings, when you see all the babies with a clear face. Maybe you can't put him into a regular body. Maybe you need a baby.
Yeah. Also, like the intro, I came to realize, like, it is telling us everything. We just don't know how to decipher it yet.
100%.
You know what I mean? Because again, we got part of the intro in this episode. And when we get to it towards the end of the episode, but we got part of it. I was like, damn, like
you see the hand. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So the baby thing, it's gonna mean something for sure.
It has to.
Oh yeah.
Here's my question before we get too far into it. Do you trust Ragabi?
I don't know. I don't know why she wants to do what she's doing. That's my main question, is like, why are we doing this? You know, why is she doing this? So
exactly. I don't think she cares about Mark. I don't think she cared before. I think that she is trying things to get to that elevator, whatever, and using whoever she has to use to get there.
Yeah. I feel like she has some connections to possibly losing somebody that was severed. That's what I'm mainly thinking. Like, she lost somebody that was severed, and she's trying to get revenge or gain access to, like, leak them. Like, oh, here's all the messed up stuff they're doing.
Could it be that Lumen killed someone that she loved, or pulled them out? Like, she found out that person is not actually dead. Because I have some Burt thoughts too. Yeah. So something about her just doesn't. I don't trust her. I don't know. Dr. Deb says, I love that they picked off where they left off in the episode. It was perfect. So we definitely don't yet understand her motivations, but I agreed, it's not to help Mark per se. Yeah. So I wonder about Ragabi's motivations too. Why did she leave Lumen? So many questions about her. She's not telling us any facts. She's not letting us know anything. That's part of my fear with her. You know, we don't know what she did to PD. Did she even care that PD died?
Yeah, that's I'm kind of curious about that.
Yeah, but they're having conversations, and in the dark, and you see behind here the little blue hue.
They did that kind of stuff a lot
all throughout the episode.
A lot, like this kind of, it almost felt like an aura, or just like the stuff going on in the background with lights was very apparent this episode.
Or it was like the beginning of him starting to reintegrate. Like, it's just a small light, but it's starting to happen, and that's why he's having this conversation, because it's just the beginning of the reintegration.
Yeah.
So thought that was interesting. He's remembering parts of things from Lumen. That's why I see Lumen Blue. As he's talking about a Lumen process. Sam Nikisha said Mark should be asking her, but he can't see past Gemma.
That's kind of the main issue, or part of the main issue, right?
Why is he so depressed with it too? And when he talks about here, he talks about the 5 stages of grief, right? And that's what: denial, anger, bargaining, depression, acceptance. And he focuses on bargaining. So is it possible that he's like, well, he says, I've been saying all these things I've been saying all this time. Is it possible that the bargaining it might come due? He made promises. You know what you do when you're depressed? You said you go to God and you say, God, if you only do this, you bring her back to me, you do this for me, then I will do this. I will, continue to work for Lumen. Maybe he said it out loud and someone heard him. Yeah. Is any of that possible? Is it possible that whatever he said, whatever he promised he was going to do, now he has to do?
Ooh, I didn't think about that. That is interesting.
He made a bargain. Yeah, made a bargain with somebody.
Yeah.
If this happens, I'm just saying.
I mean, it's very, supernatural, like, because I mean, at the end of the day, this is a sci-fi show. I mean, it 100% is sci-fi. So how down that rabbit hole of sci-fi they want to go is kind of up to them. But making a deal with the devil, like, that's definitely very sci-fi.
I mean, you see here, there's a lot of stuff. He and his brother are twins, like, You know, so there's a lot of biblical stuff that could be a lot of things that we don't understand that are going to happen still, or could just be in the back of our mind still. It's interesting too that she is sitting away from the window.
Yeah,
that is interesting.
Yeah, I mean, she's pretty good at staying hidden.
No matter what. Yeah.
So that makes sense.
I think Mark might have been responsible for Gemma's death, like drunk driving. Well, I actually heard you say that, and he does drink a lot during the episode, but is that because of the depression, or was that something that already happened? But I think we're going to get a lot more information about he and Gemma's relationship in this next episode, the 7th episode. Hey, the man, the myth, the legend.
There we go.
Anzo, what is up?
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Feeling good, feeling great. We were just talking about this episode and telling you how much I don't trust Wagabi, and talking about Mark's, saying about the bargaining. What was the bargain? What is he actually doing? What is he going to have to do that he promised that he would do if he brought back Gemma?
Interesting. I don't trust her either too much anymore. Something's weird.
So I wonder that as well. I thought he was drinking to cope with his loss, but maybe he's just an alcoholic before she died.
Yeah. And it just amplified the drinking.
Said the 2 beers in the fridge are still there, not drinking the last couple of days at least. Ooh. And that might be part of his restriction. Wagabi says you gotta drink all this natural stuff and everything. You can't have alcohol. You can't do those things. Could alter your brain activity.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
It's a good catch, Dr. Deb. What's up, Anzo?
What's up?
So he's talking about it. He's talking about the bargaining and said that blue hue was interesting. Then we kind of jump right into this office, right? So I do this as the first picture because once again, you see the mirror and you see both sides are going on. So I feel like you see both sides of these people,
But also like I like this is like the final part of it, but it's a slow pan.
Yep.
Did you notice that too? So first you kind of just see Dylan and Helly. And then as it starts to pan over, then you see Mark. So it's almost like he's disconnected from that group, you know what I mean? But also disconnected with, like with the mirror, with the reflection of the Audis and blah, blah, blah. But just him being physical space, between them, I thought was good, And then I don't know if you guys know, like any film, anytime there's water, like in between people, then that means that there's emotion. There's a water faucet in between him and Helly. So obviously there's a lot of emotional baggage kind of going on, plus the space between them. So this is like, I love this. Like,
but
the little
she doesn't know yet. During this point, she has no idea what's going on. So this is all his baggage that he's putting on it.
Yeah. But she knows something's going on because I believe it wasn't the last episode. She kind of calls him out a little bit. Like,
no, she just said you're being an asshole.
Yeah. Stop being an asshole. Yeah.
So, but you see all these things. Also, it's funny because Mark calls Dylan. And I was like, so why wouldn't you just, grab the note? Why aren't you doing? And then he's almost like he's saying like Dylan's being not truthful to him. He's not telling the whole story. When it's he that hasn't talked to Helly yet. That was called out by Milchick in the last episode. Exactly what Nikisha said. It's very hypocritical of Mark. Very hypocritical. How are you going to talk about him when you're not? What about you? You haven't done it, what you're supposed to be doing.
Facts.
I think he said these mirror shots are so visually satisfying to watch. It's a pleasure to watch. Yeah.
So good.
I actually have like 3 of these ones, but like each one was so similar. I just said, okay, I'll just give it one. But Dylan does. It's almost like he did take the ear. He ate Irving's ear, and now he's trying to share and do the right thing while not hurt himself. So they're asking him all these questions, these intense questions. He's like, I just can't. And then when they're asking, tell us the truth, just tell us what's going on. He walks away. So, hey, L. See, I'm an episode behind, so I'll catch you tomorrow. Have a good show. Then check out our video tomorrow, then, L. Thank you for stopping by.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, no, and you understand that it kind of foreshadowed that Dylan was going to get more time with his outies wife.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So seeing this, I thought that was
he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to give that up.
Yeah.
Give that up.
Yeah. But also, he needs to keep it secret, which is just. He needs to keep it a secret. He was told by military to keep it a secret. So he's helping them out, but also he's still
keeping certain things to himself.
Like So, it's adding another level of just like last season, I felt was them coming together and connecting as a group. Now this season is like everyone trying to tear them apart, kind of thing, So
you're giving me Yellow Jack's flashbacks again, understandably, because they are hiding so much. They're only telling half truths.
Yeah,
they're keeping their other side of it to themselves. 100%. Nikisha says Gretchen seems to be ready to give it up.
Yeah,
she is lost in the sauce. It is crazy. Oh man, and it's gonna be so complicated. Oh my god, it's gonna be so complicated.
Yeah, for
real. So that they kind of questioned Dylan. He was like, "Look, I just didn't. I don't want to get in trouble. Not right now." They're like, "Why? What's going on? Can you tell me what's happening?" And he's like, "I can't." And he just walks away, leaving them there. And Helly's like, "I don't give two fucks about nobody, right? So I'll go get it right now. I got a hall pass right now." But Mark seemed hesitant for it. He was like, "I don't know if we should do that." And why do you guys think that Mark was so hesitant for it?
I think he's not thinking properly because he still knows he has some stuff to tell her, right? So it's like it's weighing him down, you know what I mean? And he's not doing what he has to do. So I think that's why.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like kind of what Anzo was saying with not telling her stuff. So I think he's trying to not have one-on-one time with her. He's like, well, Irv is not here obviously anymore, and Dylan don't want to play ball. So like, come on, let's go do this. And he's like, I'm out. So he's obviously trying to keep her away. Because he's also confused with everything too.
I thought the exact opposite. I thought that he wanted a long time with her. Before you go do this, we got something to talk about.
I see. At this moment, I don't think he was ready to talk to her about it.
Me neither.
Because he's still dealing with what happened. Like it's a lot. It's like, it's a lot.
He says, "I was in." Got Melissa Jade. Hello, all. How you doing? Welcome here. Welcome. Bringing all your interesting thoughts. Just let us know. We're going to keep it going. Thank you for coming in. First time here. Thank you for kind of jumping in with us. I really appreciate it. You're very welcome.
If you need thoughts and theories, and we'll get to it.
So welcome. Well, Dr. Deb. Hi, Melissa. She says, "I think he doesn't really know how to move forward with Helly at this point, since she still doesn't know about sharing vessels and the integration style taking its effects." Yeah. That's a very good point.
Yeah.
All right. So we start seeing the flashes. I tried so hard to bring both flashes in. It's impossible. But you see the split log beer in there. You see all his health stuff, in there. Oh, do you see two lunches? Then whose is this blue stuff? Like, are they
leftovers? Because he has the peas there too next to it. Could be, I don't know.
I was wondering if Dylan wasn't eating with them. You know what I'm saying? Because he knew that that Gretchen was coming, so he wasn't trying to eat with them.
Could be. I really didn't think too much about like what was in the fridge.
Mm.
But I mean, you even got like the Tupperware or the aluminum foil wrapped at the bottom. So
Oh yeah,
it just seems so bare, man. It just so like he's just not taking care of himself physically, physically.
Mm-hmm.
Like
no longer is caring as much.
Yeah, he has as much beer as he does almost food in that fridge. Like you're either 21 years old or going through some shit when that's the case.
So yes, Melissa, when he does address it though, he does it beautifully. He really does. I mean, I can't wait to talk about it, but man, that was some intense stuff. So yes, Dr. Deb. He also has the doctor downstairs. He's going to make a decision. We'll get to that in a second. That's what my daughter said. Maybe Dylan ate with Gretchen. Or never mind. Or he can eliminate with.
Yeah.
But the flashbacks happen, and all of a sudden he's back in his apartment. Thought that was really cool the way they went about that.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "What the hell? How the hell is he?" And Ragabi's asking him, "Did were you in Lumen?" And he was like, "Yeah, I was just there. I was just in the hallway. I was just having a conversation and realizing that the integration is really starting to take effect."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah. Or he ate Gretchen. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's a good point. You haven't thought about that, Nikisha. Saying in the morning, I'm making waffles.
Yeah.
I definitely know Shrek. Oh man.
Is that like the new pickup line? Is like, can we do the hug again? I like that. I like the hug.
We do the hug again. Yeah, I like the hug. So I was like, you talking about my offspring and just looking at your face.
Yeah.
Goes somewhere. Can I just look at your face if we talk about my offspring? I don't even know you yet. You will.
Yeah.
But what I noticed about the apartment is how bare it really is.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing there. Like he's not living. It almost feels like he's very similar to Helena, who feels like she's not living her life for real. His Audi also doesn't seem like he's really living his life. The real people that are living their lives are these innies.
That's a good comparison.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, two different reasons, but still same outcome, same result. Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't think about that.
Is that the reason why they seem to have a good connection, regardless, anyway? And you can see, like, when they're around each other, there's something that kind of goes beyond this idea of the severance wall. There's something there. You can see in Mark's eyes. So, so flashing back and forth during these flashes here of the architecture of the home and office are remarkably similar.
Yeah. Well, it's all built the same because I believe this cul-de-sac is like a Kier owned.
It's a Lumen owned thing, yeah.
It's a Lumen owned kind of thing, yeah. So it's like, but even the whole city, I believe, right, is all like Lumen owned, thing. So
housing all throughout it, yeah.
So it would make sense why they would make everything very sterile.
The same, yeah.
So I love the moral question it raises: is Gretchen cheating on Dylan's Audi? She's clearly felt the need to lie, which implies she felt like she did something wrong.
Yeah.
I would have said everything was fine until she lied.
Yep. Then as soon as you lie, then there's some guilt. Something you need to hide. When you need to hide something, you're usually guilty for something.
And you see the difference between what you're doing. They're not the same people. They're two different people. So now I'm emotionally cheating no matter what.
Yeah.
It's a great point there. Yes, thank you. This is Helena's boring apartment.
That'd be funny.
Perspective from the fish tank is different with this type of round.
Oh, is it? Okay.
I realized that too. True, very true. This time around, it is though. It is different. All right. He's back in the office. He is confused as crap. and like, all right, what's really happening? I am glad. And he goes back and you see the lumen now. This is what was really there. And now that you see that there's only 2 lunches. So lumen water. That's crazy. There's something in the water.
Oh, 100%.
Looks confused, and now he's back in his apartment.
See, but the innie starting to figure something out too. Like at least the outie kind of knows what's happening and why it's happening, but the innie, he's just confused. So
what the hell is going on?
Yeah. So
because the innie has no idea about anything that's going on. So when he starts seeing the visions, it's going to be like weird to him. 100%.
So it was interesting that the pictures Gretchen showed Dylan was just her this time, not the family. She had her hair down and curled up at home. She looked rough with overall, with overalls on. She was trying to look real pretty for him, so he could just stare at her face and enjoy it. Not in the shot, but in one of the shots, we are looking through the other side. Through the tank. Yeah, I actually saw it.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're
talking. It's very true. You couldn't pay me to drink the water. Well, you could, but it would have to be a lot of money. I wonder if that water was purifying the lakes of Minnetonka. Just saying, you saw where they were. Absolutely, Nikisha. She looked lovely this time. Yeah, she was ready. She was ready. She was like, "Oh, I'm gonna wash my hair and put some mousse in it. I'm going." There's a plan. All right. So now, I don't know how you guys feel about Seth right now, but Milchek is interesting as crap. This thing with Miss Huang is crazy. She comes in and I had my review, and he talks about it, and he says, I have the need to remind you, Miss Huang, that without my okay, you will never get to get past the winter tide into the winter tide, whatever. Like she needs his approval to get to that. So what the F does that mean?
Think he don't trust her. Letting her know.
But what is the winter tide? So I have a idea, but I have no clue what it really is. But we saw before on the LinkedIn page, I think Tank actually showed to me, Miss Wang, that she said that it says that she's in the Wintertide Fellowship. Okay, so she is in a fellowship and she's trying possibly to go to a Lumen school. Is that possible? Is she trying to become a Lumen doctor? Take your microphone.
My bad. Sorry. Yeah. I mean, also, like, what I forgot was, like, she's in here, and the whole time I'm thinking, like, oh, she's severed or something. I was like, no, she's not.
No, she's
none of the management, because Melchek or Cobell, they weren't severed. So it was like, this kid is here, and that just like it finally clicked for me. I was like, wait a minute, and yeah, but yeah, it's definitely something to do with
school,
I think
a university,
like her like school with the company almost. How like a lot of times like oh yeah, we'll pay for a school, but you have to be an employee type of thing. But it's like, but they're also the school kind of thing.
It's an internship, so it's an internship, but you have to do well here to even get in.
Yeah. So yeah, it's but also he knows, because who else is gonna say he uses big words? Like the only other person that he works with is her. So the two of the three issues were her complaining. So yeah, he's obviously like pissed at her. But Milchek this episode was oh man, like he has such an interesting arc this season.
I don't know if he's the bad guy or the good guy, guys.
I don't know.
No idea.
I don't know. He is interesting for sure.
Okay. Oh, I love the Prince reference. Always. Come on. We need that Purple Rain all the time. I'm still processing how I feel about Milchek this episode.
Yeah.
Are y'all thinking Wintertide is the next Lumen Educational Institute after Egan School? 100%. That is it. You take Egan School and then you go to the Wintertide program. And I was almost wondering, why would they give her to Milchick? Maybe Milchick also graduated for the Wintertide program and he now becomes a worker on this level. That's why he has this huge education. This is why he uses these big words. You know? So I'm wondering if that's something that they have similar. That's why they gave her to him. But he still holds her future in his hands.
Yeah. And she's a little smart ass.
Oh, yeah. See, that's my best guess, too. I want to go back and rewatch season 1 to see Harmony's shrine. I feel like Wintertide also might tie into that. Man, yeah, that's really important. I think Milchick will join the rebellion. I'm not sure.
I think so. I hope so. But
we all want him.
It can go either way.
Yeah. But you see him, who goes in and paper clips all those damn papers together? Now, if you're trying to join the rebellion, like, because you're trying to better yourself, maybe you do believe in it. Maybe he totally believes in it because that's what his schooling was. Also making me wonder if all middle management has been indoctrinated since childhood. Going through the Egan school system. All of them. I believe that too.
Yeah. It'd be like a lifelong kind of thing, you know?
It's if it's a religion, or if it's like Catholic school, but you grow up to work through them too.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking more like what's the Tom Cruise one? Scientology, because like Scientology is like once you're born into it, like your parents kind of help mold you, you know, and you know, obviously her being this young, she has to have her parents' approval. So, you know, her parents might already be high ups in Lumen somewhere, you know, and mold her since she was born to be like this. I don't know,
but maybe Milchick's
messed up. Yeah.
What if she has no parents and she's a clone of Gemma?
I don't know if the time matches up. I do believe there are a lot of people that are clones. Yeah.
I mean, also, like, I think somebody was talking to somebody on the Facebook group, and they're like, it's sci-fi, so why not? If you're cloning them, why wouldn't you make a way to speed up the cloning process?
Right.
You know? Very much like Star Wars, you know, like,
or
hey, I need soldiers right now, so clone them and grow them to, you know, fighting age, basically, you know. So, you know, maybe she's only like 5 years old, you know, but already 15, you know. Yeah,
definitely a possibility.
No, it's hard for me thinking there's Gemma's because she's also not the same race. You know, Gemma's looks like she's more Korean. I don't want to pretend like I know, you know, but I don't think they're the same.
Yeah.
So that's my thoughts too, Nikisha. So Purple Rain is my top 10. I have soundtrack on vinyl. So I actually bought the steelbook the other day.
Michael Jackson's better than Prince.
Ooh. That's always going to be the big.
Yeah, that's a real. I'm not going to sit to argue with you either one.
Yeah.
Because I mean, Michael Jackson he made Thriller.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thriller. A good point, Dr. Dev. They could be training them young, and Milchick could have been trained this young too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll get fired like Harmony and then join the rebellion. Maybe because they don't actually get finish Cold Harbor. Because what's going on with Mark, maybe Cold Harbor never gets finished.
You think Milchick could be related to that black chick that's helping Mark in some way?
Alicia? No, or Ragabi. Is Ragabi and Milchick are like brothers and sister?
Ragabi.
Or something like that, yeah.
Oh, and she's looking for a way to get back into her brother or save her brother?
Maybe.
Whoa.
That'd be interesting.
I don't mind that at all. I think he does believe, but but it's going to snap, perhaps. Okay, I can see that. I'm surprised he didn't after the Ortbo. I was surprised he didn't snap out after the paintings. I would have went ham. I told the clone idea with Gemma Huang too, but if they both weren't Asian, I don't know if that would occur to me. Exactly. But they're not the same type of Asian either. So that's what's kind of.
But are we sure about that though?
Once again, they'll just be me assuming, and I'd rather not assume,
Right.
But from what I gather from knowing some Koreans, and I'm going to say they're different.
Well, I looked it up. I guess she's her mother is from Tibet and her dad's Australian.
Okay.
So
yes, now.
Yeah.
Me too. I thought they was going to give he would get fired too. Good point, Nikisha. It's funny how much time they aren't working at Lumen. They really aren't working. It's really like an office job.
I don't know if you have the screenshot of just the MDR empty. Well,
yes,
sex.
I have a couple times.
Yeah,
it goes back to each one of them. I'm like, man, everybody.
Yeah, everybody.
So this interaction made me think more indoctrination rather than cloning, but it's all still possible. I agree. Mm-hmm. This is what I thought that they were just taking kids from a young age, and this is what is known. This people that live in this town, this is what they want their kids to get to. They want to get to the program. You want to be the best.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Huang would be half white if that makes a difference.
Absolutely, she would. I mean, just because that's her real life nationality doesn't mean she can't play, something else.
We'll see.
Yeah. Oh, and Miss Wong is from South Korea. Oh, well, her ethnicity is South Korean.
Yes, she's definitely South Korean. There's not a doubt in my mind. So,
I mean, she's from freaking North Carolina or something like that. So, yeah, but she's American, but her ethnicity
is definitely South Korean. Yeah. That's no question. I kind of love that that all happened on Huang's watch too. Yes, I love that she was supposed to be at her desk paying attention to and having the control of the floor, and she don't know where nobody is.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so yeah, he kind of grabs his power back and lets her know, hey, at any point in time, I can just mess this all up for you. So if you wanted this fellowship to work for you, you need to work for me. And he says, like, I'm going to be busy the rest of the day, so you are in control of the floor, but I want you to do it at your desk. And he's like, get the hell out. Basically, get the hell out. And that felt like very satisfying for me. I was very happy that he was able to say that,
Mm-hmm. We kind of like, because she's like, oh, I'm gonna sit at the big chair. He's like, no.
Get the hell out my room.
You go sit over there.
Mm-hmm.
But that's also very like Cobell would do. I feel like she would do something similar. She was like, this is my seat. Like, even when I'm not here, this is still my seat, So she was kind of like that boss lady like that. So
I agree. I love that part. And you see her face like, oh, wait a minute, you going? So I get to go? And how happy it is. It's like inspired. And then he looks at her like, no. And then her face changed too. I must have missed that one. But yeah, her face changed to a sadder face. And then she walks away. All right.
Yeah, he don't like her.
Not at all. Hey, come on. Hey, people play on you, tell on me, man. I don't like them either. You can't tell on me. I don't know how it's gonna work. All right, so now we jump in. They're in the stall talking, and this to me, Mark asked her to come in here to talk about something. So Helly's kind of trying to talk about the plan. This is what's going on. This is what we're gonna do. And Mark kind of is like listening. She's ready to go walk out. And he said something happened. He said our two vessels we shared vessels. And
but you said
like what
you said Mark asked her in there. Didn't she knock on the door and say she was coming in? I don't remember Mark.
That was before.
Yeah.
That was a different time. That was last episode.
Okay.
This episode, they just were. The next scene was them talking in the stall.
Okay.
Mm.
You know, because remember the last episode when and she comes in and tries to talk to him, and he kind of blows her off.
Yeah,
that's just not the same time. This is not the same episode. The same thing that happened. This time they just kind of showed up in here. That's what the beginning of their talking was here. So we don't know who asked who to come in.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I mean, I guess. I mean, you could assume, he did because he's telling her the info. So yeah,
exactly. I assume that's what's going on. That he wanted to share that. So he says, "Yeah, we shared vessels," and she's like, "Who? You and your wife, or your Audi's wife?" And he's like, "No. You, me, and you. We shared vessels." At the
well, even
Orbo.
he like leans and he goes, "Sex." He like it's such a naughty word, because like they're so innocent, like they're so
No, I thought it was interesting the way he went about it, and he told her though. And before she's like, "Oh, what? Well, okay, whatever. This is what it is. I'm not sure where our boundaries are right now, so whatever. I'm not going to worry about it." But then he kind of keeps going on, and it dawns on her. Wait a minute. We had sex, but it wasn't with me.
Mm-hmm.
And Mark keeps on trying to hammer home. I thought she was you. Yeah. I thought she was you. And it really didn't matter because she was just lost in the fact that she felt so violated. And I thought that was, the key, that they both were violated, but she felt a different type of violation because you didn't even know it wasn't me. So
yeah. Well, she didn't get to experience it, like she's like, you knew what happened, and my Audi knows what happened, but it was my body, and I don't know what happened. I
felt that's what she came up with afterwards, but I felt like at the beginning when she first heard about this, she just felt hurt, used, violated all the way, and that's why when he tries to grab her hand, she pulls away. Not because it wasn't even just what she did. It's the fact that it happened, and she didn't realize she was upset about the fact that she wasn't experiencing it until later, after her thought. Because first you have that first initial gut punch, and you don't know what to trust, and you kind of feel all over the place. And I felt like that's where she was really. So
yeah.
He's still trying to explain himself. You see him trying to explain himself like this. We've all messed up as guys, and you're trying to explain yourself. You messed up, but it wasn't really your fault. But you're trying to explain, and she really don't want to hear nothing you got to say. And this is the first time that he's willing to even touch her since then. But when you experience it from Mark's point of view, the hurt that you're causing her saying this stuff, I felt that this was such a real conversation.
Yeah.
And so well acted.
Yeah. I mean, also, I appreciate they didn't drag this out. This is something I feel like some other shows, no show in particular, but like other shows would take something like this and drag it out until the end of the season. Like, this is what the second episode after it happened, and the
one episode to be like sad about it, or
well, the next episode is when he finds out. No, well, at the end of that episode, but they just didn't drag it out, like, because I think as the viewer, we got her reaction, and then we like got to sit with her feeling about it, and now we get to deal with the consequences with all the parties, rather than it being the secret that they keep, in their back pocket, and then big finale. Oh, we had sex. Boom. It's like, that's cool, but it's just not as satisfying. This is like, I think more satisfying as a viewer. Like they deal with it. They handle it, like, so that's one thing I do appreciate it, but
yeah,
how Helly, the actress, I forgot what her name is, like the level of emotions she goes through, of, like you said, realizing and then feeling violated, and then kind of still feeling cheated, feel
Mm-hmm.
like robbed of the moment kind of thing. So yeah, interesting.
Anzo, were you surprised by her reaction?
No, I said that she was gonna have that reaction. I think a lot of it is like still like you can't believe you didn't know that was me. You know what I mean? Not only did I not experience it, but you didn't have no clue that was me.
So how deep is our connection if you don't know who I am?
How can you love me? Do you love me or do you love the Audi? Because you couldn't tell the difference, and they are different completely. So
yeah.
But good scene. I enjoyed it, and I'm with you, Tank. I'm glad they didn't drag it out, right? Because to be honest with you, the integration stuff I think is getting dragged out a little bit too much for me. You know what I mean? Like it's like, okay, let's figure out what's going on here, But yeah, I'm glad they didn't drag this out.
Okay. And Dr. Deb says shared vessels cracked me up. The way he said it was great.
Yeah.
So using the term vessels to refer to their bodies was quite poetic, with them being innies. I agree. So he said, my daughter made me skip the sex talk in our video. I know. I'll probably do a short to share my thoughts on that.
I gotta say that's wild. If this is the first video that, because I think you did episode 5
by
solo, and then this is the first video you and your daughter do, and it's just so much sex, like the most sex in any of the episodes of the whole series. So, yeah.
Oh man, I bet Helena got a rug burn later. I'm skipping ahead, but I wonder if that's why she tracked down Mark later at the restaurant. What happened? She's like, wait, what happened? What was this? Oh man, that's terrible. I didn't even think of that. Love it. Mark did right not approaching it during the freak out reaction on the previous day, and did it so kindly and gently here.
Yeah,
he definitely played it well.
Yeah. I think Mark is a legit good guy. I don't think he means to do anybody any harm. Not intentionally.
I think his innie is a good guy. I'm not sure about
his Audi's got a lot of issues. Which we'll talk a little bit about that later with the dinner scene about innies and Audis. But yeah, his innie I think is a good guy.
In your 40s, having sex on the floor, they both could have sores.
Hard to get
they
up.
definitely could be sore. Like, oh, my back.
My back, stop. My knees.
Just stop. Oh, wait.
My
you got a cover or something? All right. I got Charlie horse. You got to rotate to the left a little bit. She said it was awkward with her daughter. All right. So once again, he tries to grab her hand and she pulls away. That's what I thought that it wasn't just what Helena did to her. It was also the fact that Mark was part of it, and she had to search her own feelings, how she wanted to deal with it. So like she had to find it herself, and I thought that was interesting. Yeah. And I was looking at what time it is right here.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that until just a little pause here. So they're both their hands with watches, So,
Well, I was thinking, so this is like 11:15, So they haven't done any work all day. It's 11:15 now. They're talking in the stall of the bathroom. Nothing has gotten done.
Yeah, the day's like half over.
Yeah.
What's Miss Huang doing? What is she doing?
Well, they haven't done any work since this season started, to be honest with you. Like nothing.
Dylan, I think, is the only one. No, Mark did a little bit.
He did a little bit, yeah.
He went from 81 to 84, whatever percent.
Yeah.
He said they probably left that plastic all sticky.
Oh, I was gonna say something that's very inappropriate.
Oh man, that's crazy. But she pulls away, she walks away. Once again, another scene. What do you see? The mirror and her, but it wasn't me. That's she walks out, said, but it wasn't me. So though you thought it was me, it wasn't, and you had no idea. And that's the idea that she had to deal with.
Yeah.
How can I have all these feelings for this guy and this man, and he couldn't
Can't
tell it
the
wasn't
difference.
me?
And not to mention Irvin did, right? He was the only one that knew. So Irvin knew when you didn't.
The person that I have the least connection with figured it out, and you, the person I'm supposed to have the most connection with, didn't.
Yeah.
So I didn't think. I thought this was going to end horribly.
I did too.
Yeah.
I did too. I thought it was gonna be some really anger, like a flip out.
Tears. I'm not going to pull that one up yet because I'm going to talk about that specifically very soon.
Yeah, it's definitely going to happen.
Yeah, but appreciate you, Tears of Technology. I think it's the first time here, so appreciate you coming in. But that is a good comment. That is a good comment. We're going to talk about that.
Then now, so Helly walking away and having that whole self, like that time to herself and her self-reflection and taking off her shoes and getting back to her being comfortable, not doing it for anybody else. I think a lot of times you wear high heel shoes and all that stuff. You're doing it for someone else, right? You're doing it for a show. Well, she need to get back down to her own me. What do I want? What do I care about? And I think that's what you got with in this entire scene, seeing her, taking that, scooting in the corner, trying to really, find out her base, find out what she's feeling. And it was actually a very mature thing to do because a lot of times it doesn't happen. Most people aren't able to do that. They usually are too self-absorbed to worry about that.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say self-absorbed. Sometimes you just get caught up in the emotions and everything's just raw, so you kind of react on the emotions rather than understanding
what the situation is
to handle it properly, so yeah. Also, I mean, kind of going to what Tears, his comment or their comment is, women do this at a certain time. They take off their shoes because their feet hurt for real.
To be comfortable.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not like she had high heels, so she has like.
She got some little lifts.
It's a heel, but it's not like a high heel. Like she's
not needle point or the thin point, or whatever.
And it's funny because she's dealing with something, and Mark is at his desk pretending to work, and he's really still dealing with something, obviously too. Trying to figure out, and he's feeling guilty too. I really feel like Mark is feeling guilty.
Yeah, oh yeah,
absolutely.
And he should feel guilty. You should know better. You should have figured it out. All right. Well, that was the rest of you guys. This is interesting.
We'll get to the comments.
So I was still saying Ellie would end up pregnant. I 100% think so. I'm going to discuss this now. Whatever. What if Helly and Helena are both pregnant, or they're pregnant with twins?
I didn't think about twins, man.
You know why twins run in their family? How we know the twins run in their family? Kira and his brother. So twins run in their family. Twins run in it. But what if each twin was conceived at a different time?
So one's like.
So one is Helena's.
Yeah, but it's
Ellie's.
It's only been like the week, right?
It's only been 2 days, so they could both still be pregnant. They could be pregnant at two different times.
Yeah.
You got fraternal twins.
Yeah.
This is like what we had before. The Egans. This is what they do. They have twins. How would that affect everything? Who will be pregnant? Who would be the one? Will they be fighting over custody?
What if Lumen decides not to tell them the truth? They're like, oh yeah, you got a baby. Now there's twins, so it's like, well, we can have one baby for the innies and one baby for the outies. You know, because I feel like Lumen would do something like that, like experiment time.
The
Like,
problem is, Mark is the father of both of them. And it's any Mark, not outie Mark.
Oh shit, that's right. Yeah, because any Mark knows about the sex. Poor outie Mark. He's all depressed.
Outie Mark is going to get the check at Chesep. There's Chesep in here, man. I don't know what this is.
That's right. I completely forgot about that. It is just the any Mark.
Dude, this is such a it's such a cluster F of stuff, man. That is crazy. And I honestly believe it's going to be twins, and it's going to be like the end of our season. It's going to be about them both saying, "I'm pregnant."
I got a feeling the same.
So, and the question was what is Mark going to even say? What if is Gemma? What if he's about to find Gemma, and then Helly shares with him, "I'm pregnant," but I don't know. We don't know who's really pregnant. Does he then continue to go run after Gemma, or does he choose Helly?
Yeah, kind of stuck in the past, or do you go forward with, what's happening now?
I mean, you were married too. Now it's a fling. Hey, tears of technology. Hey, I think Helly wanted to be intimate with Mark, but she also wanted to get even with Helena.
Yes. When we get to that was my question that I asked my girlfriend. I'm like, is it what she's saying, or she's like, well, I can do this shit too, because she does not like her outie, like, at all, even before she found out who her outie was. Like,
I mean, she tried to kill her.
Yeah. Yeah.
She did try to hang herself. Like, it was that.
Yeah. I definitely feel like this would be like a get even kind of thing.
Gotcha.
Maybe also a little bit of both too. Like.
Yes, Nikisha. She wanted to regain her power over the situation. The even will be a baby.
Yeah.
I was thinking twins too. Yeah, I'm telling you, that just makes the most sense. I know you guys don't watch soap operas, but this is literally a plot from a soap opera. From one life to live. Yeah, it really does. I talk about this all the time. So when I played football at Illinois, we used to watch soap operas in the locker room before practice all the time. We would watch. Well, we watched something like Passions or General Hospital. Like, we watched all that stuff like in the locker room. It was crazy. Like, what are people watching it? It's crazy. Thanks to Field, we know that Lumen has been severing for longer than they admit. 100%. Feels just kind of boy. He screwed the pooch with them, huh? He said too much, and said a lot about Burt in doing so. So the cliche and predictability of pregnancy makes me hope that they don't go there. At the same time, I trust that they'll do it well and have an original way if they do go there.
Yeah.
Or do they say Lumen owns your Lumen property and Lumen owns that baby?
Yeah.
You as an innie don't have any laws to that, any rights to this baby.
Yeah. But I mean,
and then say your outie has given us permission.
Yeah. Yeah. Just lie to him, because because the only outie that would need to know would be the woman, which is Helly, and she knows, obviously, so, and that would even make more sense too, because of who, Helly is, as the outie, where, her dad's like, no, like that's Lumen property now.
And you find out they treat them more like property now. And we talk to revisit that. We don't see you as human beings. We see you as property.
Oh man. I'm so glad you brought that up. There was a theory that I saw on TikTok about the show and about Milchek in specific on everything that's kind of going on with him, and how remember like these guys were from like Civil War time and stuff like that, and why what's his name Milchek will be so conflicted with what's going on is he's in here turning these people basically into like corporate slaves. And as a black man, you're like, what am I doing, you know, to this, you know? And now he's started going through this conflict of who am I, what am I doing, kind of thing. So like it was like she was the TikTok lady was like really well with the details with everything, but that was basically like kind of his dilemma is like, I'm helping turning these people into legit like corporate slaves, you know. So like,
and a lot of people have those type of dilemmas, you know?
Yeah. But I mean, but this is like
hurting the people that I am. The people I'm working for are hurting the people that are doing all this stuff.
Yeah. But this is like as close to slavery as you can get without just going back to, you know, pre-Civil War times, you know.
If you
can
say
and it makes sense.
We own you. If they ever say we own you, yeah, it is slavery.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure that's coming.
Oh, I think so too. Yeah, just because of how Helly sees them, which means that I'm sure a lot of the board and other higher ups don't see them as humans. You kind of think, and it would make sense why too Milchek was humanizing them, you know, because he's like, because they are humans, you know, why he was doing the dance and he was doing all this stuff, and then
he wants to do it the right way. I'm going to do it with heart. I'm going to do this, you know, this way
with compassion and humanity.
Oh yeah,
and then they're in like they're not humans. They're crap. They're not people, you know. And then that starts to bring the dilemma, you know, as you know, a black man, and then you get the blackface happening and this and that.
You were also once not thought to be a human.
Yeah,
you're only 3/5 of a human.
Yeah,
that's a really good point.
Yeah, so that was a good theory. Just because you brought that up, so
I love that one. Now, Dr. Deb, I understand the fear, but I do trust the show to do it in a unique way. What if Gemma is brain dead and the chip is only way she can be alive?
That is really
what if Gemma is dead and they cloned her before she died? And all they're doing is trying to bring the essence that they downloaded from Gemma into this clone. And so now Mark doesn't actually have a problem because Gemma is actually not Gemma.
Yeah, it's legit Miss Casey.
Yeah, and you can literally go ahead and move on with Helly because Gemma did die. So I do agree, Nikisha. Tears, I have a theory too, especially because of the way Ragabi keeps talking about Gemma. She says she's alive at Lumen. Yeah,
she's down there somewhere or something like that.
No matter what, you see her, she's down there. No matter what, if we get her out, the Gemma, you know, it's in there somewhere. Maybe she created this software.
That door is the key, man. That door is the key.
And maybe before Mark steps into that, that's where he finds out that, you know, that Helly is pregnant, and he has to that feeling. Maybe I shouldn't go in there. Maybe this is not for me. So yeah, we watched Young and the Restless in the '90s in jail, dude. This is what you do. You know, we had this big bad team, and all we doing is literally watching Passions with a little person and like witches and stuff like that. Seriously watching, I was like, man, what is going on? And then like
was the best.
Fast forward 2 weeks later, I was into it like, man, I can't believe that's happening.
Days of our lives, you had Stefano, you had trust me, I watch all of that shit too. I watch Passions as well.
I knew I liked
little Timothy.
Yeah. Oh my god. Soaps are awesome. People judge, but every modern genre of the show has qualities originally developed in the soap.
Oh yeah.
That's horrible, but I can see it. It is in the fine print. Yeah, that we own. We own it. I don't know, or whatever happens on Lumen grounds stays in Lumen custody.
Yeah.
So I don't know how I feel about that. I generally hate people comparing slavery to anything. Yeah, to anything.
Yeah.
Because slavery was horrific. Not just slavery, but chattel slavery. So I could talk about that all day. And I'm reading some stuff that I understand. And that's why I don't know they're gonna go there, because it's such a tough situation to even talk about, you know. And you could turn people off all the time, all the way.
Well, that's why I can see them getting close to it, but then them also like justifying like, no, it's not, you know, and then giving some reasons why it is different, you know, but then there's still, you know, it gets close enough without legit calling
crossing
it
that
like,
line.
you know, we're not crossing that line exactly, you know.
Ben Stiller made Tropic Thunder, so he ain't gonna shy away from it.
That is true. I forgot.
He ain't gonna shy away from that.
So everyone has free will, and no one's place to control that free will but ourselves. I am against any type of forcing another wills on someone else. 100% that. So that's a good one too. Patches was crazy as fuck. Yeah, it was. Victor Newman is still on YNR, and Sony Corinthos is still running Port Charles. Yes.
Yeah, a lot of these soaps, they're in it for life, man. Yeah, they're like in it for life. Some of them like grew up, they were teenagers, and if they throw it on now, they're like these old people. I'm like, damn, okay.
Yeah.
Hey, we got Michael B. Jordan because of that.
Yeah.
Because of soaps.
Yeah. A lot of big actors.
A lot.
Yeah.
What's up, Jason? Haven't got myself into this show yet. You hurry up, Jason.
Do yourself a favor, man.
You will love it.
It is good. It is really good.
It is.
So it's Apple's biggest IP after Ted Lasso. No, it's in front of Ted Lasso now.
It just beat Ted Lasso this week. It is Apple's biggest IP. Yeah, and it did it in half of the time as Ted Lasso, which is even crazier. So,
Blue Piece says, along with slavery and other evil, I think Lumen is creating a literal heaven and hell with eternal life for both sides.
Yeah, we're gonna definitely get into that.
Now you get into a real thing that I'm talking about. I won't even talk about the idea with Lumen. What once again we go back to Mark. What did he promise? What if he promised specifically that if anything ever happens, if we bring you back your wife, or you get your wife back, that you will give your firstborn child?
Ooh.
What if that's what it is?
I like,
you know. So now you really don't own him because the father already gave away, and Helena owns Lumen. That's why they can get away with it. They don't have to go through the slavery point. You don't do any of that stuff.
There's like, oh, this was in the contract. This is what you said.
Then the idea, I heard this one. I read or watched someone say this. So the first time when they talk about Adam and Eve, whatever, they talk about that the devil or the serpent convinces Eve to partake of the tree of knowledge of good and evil. What they're really talking about, that's really talking about having sex. And the serpent teaches her how to have sex, and then she gives the apple to Adam. She then finds out about sex and then has sex with Adam, and that's the original sin. Okay, so she had the original sin, then she shared that sin with Adam, and then she was pregnant with what? Twins. Cain and Abel. One killed the other. What are we talking about here?
Damn. Yeah.
Just saying. So we're talking about heaven and hell. They're trying to create a God structure, all those things. Yeah, it's all there. They can go a lot of different ways. I'm not sure which way they will go, but there's a lot of things there, guys. Thanks to this show is brilliant. Yes. It's interesting, Blue Piece. I agree. That's very much. Said Michael B started on, yeah, all my children. Here says, I love Lasso. Ted Lasso's amazing. It was the best show until this week.
Yeah, I just got into Ted Lasso like this year, like in January, binged all of it, and I was like, I get it. I get why it's so awesome. People loved it. It was so good. It was so good.
I prefer that over the slavery route for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, Craig always kind of hump me for this point tonight. So, all right, I'll put it in on the list. I heard it, but I have no idea if this show is good, but I can't wait to discover it. You're going to fall in love. Go to about episode 4 or 5, and then all of a sudden, watch out. Prepare for your mind to be blown. So that's good. I didn't even think about that. Yeah. So while that's crazy, I love so much Lasso. So the original sin is free will.
Going against what
God said.
What God said.
He gave a commandment and you went against it. So it's really incredible, Jason. You'll be hooked in no time.
Oh yeah.
It's so good. I'll admit season 3 has some weak aspects. Ted Lasso.
Yeah. It was the weaker of all the seasons, but it was still good.
Before it was good. Don't know anything about soccer and loved it.
Yeah, same.
By the way, do you have aside of Severance, had other shows on Apple TV to recommend?
Yeah.
You know I do.
Yeah. Yeah. So before we got into the Severance season 2 discussion, we talked about Silo. So and it kind of Silo ended and Severance started like the same week, so it was a great overlap. Silo is amazing, and it was so good. Brian read all 3 of the books like within like a few months, and they're
crazy.
big reads. They're big reads. They're not like something quick. So he knocked all of the reads out, so he knows the whole story now. But Silo is another great one. I would say Shrinking.
Shrinking seems to be great, but
Shrinking's really good. I still have to start with season 2, but season 1 was amazing. It's not science fiction, it's not sci-fi or
post-apocalyptic,
more
whatever,
real, more real life. But Shrinking is another great show. Great show. But there's other stuff I want to watch, like Dark Matters. I heard is really good.
Oh my god, Dark Matters is so good.
There's a bunch of stuff on Apple TV that I want to watch. I just need to get into, but. Silo was a big hit. Shrinking was a big hit, and Severance. Those are probably their 3.
Hey man, The Gorge was great. The Gorge was a great movie too. Like I mean,
The Gorge was a lot of fun.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah,
Apple TV knows what they're doing. They're doing a great job.
Yeah.
Okay, where am I? Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, Slow Horses is great.
Another one.
Yeah, if you like, that's another good one.
That's on my list.
So I've been sick. I picked up meds from the pharmacist, and the staff was talking about Severance. We all said praise Kier at the same time. It was the coolest thing ever. I love it. Oh man.
Yeah.
I literally just came across you in my feed. I've got to say, to me, the people I know, the real life that are like Ted Lasso are real like Rickon. Rickon equals Ted Lasso. Ted Lasso's a really good guy, though. I don't know if Rickon's a good guy yet. I'm not sure.
I wouldn't say Rickon is a bad guy from what we know so far, but very, very optimistic, very positive. The
whole book. You read the book yet? I just ordered it.
Oh, did you? Nice. But that is interesting, Groucho. That is interesting. I like that idea.
Tier says Silo. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
He said the books are better. The books are so interesting. I'm going to have to do a whole like breakdown of the books because Wool is really, really good, right? Shift is really, really interesting. And probably the best of all 3 books. Shift is probably that because it's so just convoluted and so much information in there. And then Dust is very uplifting, even though you don't. It's like you see a little spot in the middle of the darkness to see the light in the end of the tunnel, and you finally get there somehow. So
nice.
Yeah. So I only saw Sea Lasso in the Shyamalan horror show, but just the first season. What they undo in the shadows? Is that's not horror? What's the Shyamalan?
Shyamalan horror film? Or
what's the
show?
Oh, yeah.
It's
I
not.
don't know what you mean.
It's not Dark Matters, is it?
I don't know. So I'm gonna watch Surface on Apple TV next. The trailer was decent. He said, "Oh yeah, Dark
Servant.
Servant. Okay.
Servant is there's 4 seasons and it's on Apple TV, but I haven't even heard of that. I might check that out.
Got Dark Matter. We got Shrinking is great. I feel like Apple puts on some great movies and shows, but they're so underrated because they really don't promote it 100%. They don't market anything.
Yeah, but yet everybody was talking about Silo. Everyone's talking about Severance. Everyone was talking about Ted Lasso a few years ago. It's like they don't need to promote it because word of mouth, man.
Because good shows you find good shows.
You find it takes one person, because that's how I found out about Severance. I was following somebody on Twitch. He was bringing it up, and I'm like, I'm gonna check it out, and fell in love with it. And I told Brian, and then Anzo, and then it just, especially with the YouTube community, you know, it's like let the fans do the work. Let the fans promote it, you know. And number 4 in Nielsen. I mean, that's how good it is. Like,
can't argue with that. Come on.
You know, the best promotion is just positive fans loving it.
So not also that you were sick, Nikisha, but that's also a story.
That's good.
I can't trust Rickon until I know where his money comes from. So no worries, Jason. Speaking of Silo and Rickon, I'm pretty sure Rickon wrote the pact. 100%. 100. Groucho, yes, 100%.
Just tying it all together. I love it. That is good.
Oh man, feeling much better. Good to hear. So glad to hear that. We're glad to hear that. I mean, Jason said servant. Yeah, that's it. They mentioned Silo 40. Has me wondering what went on there. Yeah, I think that would been a good side story of what actually happened in that. Did they actually destroy Silo 40 or not, or was it art? This is something beyond you guys. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, that's book stuff and not TV show stuff.
Shift was so heartbreaking. Erica, just wait. I'm telling you, read Dust. It gets worse before it gets better. Oh my God. It gets worse before it gets better. It really does. So you, Donald, woo, you Thurman, woo, boy. Just wait. Oh my God. You don't even know what happened. Oh my. Just watch. Just read it. That's all I want to say. I wish y'all are doing Paradise. I think I'm going to do it. I have so many thoughts about that show. It's not Severance, but it's really good. Paradise is incredible.
Yeah, I'm starting that this week for sure before I get too far behind.
Dude, it's incredible. Man.
Yeah, I don't want to end up like From, where I'm like 4 seasons behind.
Or you could just come in and me and Anzo doing our episode breakdowns, man. If you did that, you already know what's going on.
I know. I'm trying to, like, that's my thing right now is I want to get caught up with, at least I want to get caught up with From, so I'm on the same pace as your guys' catch up reviews. And then I want to get caught up with Paradise because so many people are talking about it. So
Paradise is amazing. And man, Sterling K. Brown is awesome. We're on episode 9 of season 1 of From right now. So yeah, we're gonna knock that out of the park on Tuesday on Bigger for Entertainment. We do that at 7 Central, 8 Eastern, but Central is the only time that really matters. So 7 Central.
Yeah, whatever. EST time, guys. EST.
Once again, Bigger for Entertainment. Anzo is the man. So please come by and check us out.
Absolutely, so appreciate it.
Yeah, any other episode will shock you. Yeah. Oh yeah, well, that Sterling K. Brown I heard was fantastic. It is fantastic.
Yeah, he's killing that.
Good. Dude, he's so good. And then he's staring at the camera, just staring at him.
Oh yeah, bro.
I was like, yes. Oh man, you're getting sidetracked. Very good. You should definitely watch this episode 5 and 6 can binge. Sorry, yeah. So yeah, From the horror show. Yeah, it's horror, I guess, but it's
like supernatural sci-fi horror.
Yeah. Very, very much like. Yeah. So, all right, we're getting back here. We're back to talk about Mark looking all depressed. Then we get to Milchek. This is where I really want to get to. And you see he's grabbing all these paper clips and these papers. And I'm like, what the f is going on?
Mm-hmm. Also, he grabs the most filled one, which makes me think of like, oh, he's gonna be here for a while.
He was teaching himself a lesson, like.
Yeah. Like he was like conditioning himself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he was like, I gotta change to what they want me to be. You know,
mm-hmm. So I have to do this somehow, and I make sure they're all facing the right way.
Which, now that he did it, and now we know what Lumen considers front and back, Lumen's wrong. That's right. Nah, that ain't the right way to do it. That ain't the right way to do it. I don't know what the hell they're talking about, man. I would be the same way, man. Shaking my hands, I'm like, that's not how you do it.
And I mean, he literally has like 1,000 sheets of paper on each side. He's just paper clipping them together. That is nuts. So yeah, he says I call it from a psychological thriller with aspects of horror. That's a very good description, I think. I've never seen such a passive aggressive paper clipping. He said, this was painful to watch with Seth.
It was. Not this part of it, but the second half of it, like the ending of how it ends, and oh my god, like it. Yeah.
So thanks for recommendation, Spoiler Kings. Keep on doing these awesome live streams. See you soon. Bye, everybody. Hey, thanks, Jason. We'll see you on Monday, man.
Yeah. If anybody's big into anime and like soccer and stuff like that, and other like TV reviews, go check out Jason. Jason does a lot of like fun stuff, especially with the anime stuff. So yeah, appreciate Jason.
I should ask him about that thing we watched, the biggest movie of all time. Did it seem like Milchik has done this more than once? The mirror next to the lamp was already there. Like he's already looked into himself and tried to say these things to himself before.
Mm-hmm. Or other things that you know, yeah,
that they've come down and said that you have to work on.
Yeah.
I agree. It was so uncomfortable to watch.
Yeah.
So, and while Seth is clipping, Mark and Helly are smashing.
I mean, it's also is a very metaphor, kind of thing. Like he's clipping, making 2 pages into one bundle, 2 vessels into one.
Everybody was doing it, right? He was going through the whole team. I'm sure they went to the GOAT level. They're doing something to GOAT level. Well, maybe too soon. Too soon.
He got the trouble.
You did? You had the trouble.
Got it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I'm an Invincible fan. Oh, weird.
Oh,
let's not even. Oh my god.
Yeah, I think so. Every Thursday. Yeah, every Thursday we talk about Invincible. Well, not only Invincible, but it's part of our show. And then tomorrow or Monday, our breakdown of the last episode should come out. But yeah, Invincible is so effing good. This season is making up for the lackluster season 2.
Wait, when's the last episode of Invincible?
We got 3 more weeks.
3 more
weeks.
Yeah. I'm probably gonna do like maybe a round table for it at the end of the season. That and I'm gonna do one for Paradise for sure.
Well, I guess you already know I'm gonna be there then.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Same tears. Great season so far. Yeah. Yes, loving this season. It is so good. Oh man, look how many paper clips is in the damn thing. That's nuts.
It's a lot. I want to know what that room is, like that archival room that's the second time this season we've seen it, where we saw the first time when he put away the paintings.
The paintings. Is
this
his room?
I was like what info is there? Because there's binders and then there's like boxes. It looks like there's like film or something up in the left hand corner there.
Is this the room that they prepared the funeral in? When they printed out the mug, got the mugs and printed out all the banner and all that stuff.
Yeah,
Could be.
I just want to know like what info are they holding? Like what's in those boxes?
Anything that could come up? They've been doing this for such a long time. They already know what's coming up.
Yeah,
that's a good question though. Yeah. So this is interesting, right? Because you see her with the candle. So did she bring? Did Gretchen bring pictures of her birthday to share with him? To share with Dylan?
Interesting.
like milestones of her life.
Or maybe she shared it with Audi Dylan and she wanted to now share it with any Dylan.
Maybe
he didn't do it right. Maybe because she doesn't like sharing all the other stuff.
Yeah.
So you see the little light bulb in between, or over here in between. So she had her hair done wavy. She had it all down and ready to go. I don't know what happened to that one. Had it all down and ready to go. And she looks confused as she's having this conversation, or guilty because of her actual feelings of what she's feeling. What do you think? It kind of lies for her.
Oh yeah, she definitely feeling guilty because she, especially when she goes home and she lies, you could tell she's feeling the innie, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
she felt the innie.
Yeah, she did.
So, or wasn't the kid's first birthday, but she didn't have a picture of the kids. She didn't have not one picture of the kids. She had the pictures of her and a candle, and she didn't want to talk about the offspring.
Yeah.
So this is a random, but what would happen if Lumen burned down? Would the severed stay severed? Would innies instantly die?
It's an interesting question.
Good question.
How does the technology work?
Yeah, I don't know, because at the beginning of the season we had people from different locations come here, and they were still able to be severed in this no location. Yeah, like one guy said he just got out of a lease in Minnesota, I think he said, or something like that. I forgot where.
Was it Atlanta?
Yeah, it was a different city, you know. Yeah. So yeah, and in the little Keanu Reeves animation thing, you know, they made a point to say that they have a lot of
all around the world.
So yeah.
Is that right, Groucho? So, oh wow, what a great question, Nikisha.
Yeah, that is interesting.
So I don't think Gretchen does feel guilty at all. I think she did her hair and sucked on a mint. She was prepared for that kiss. She definitely feels more like his innie than the Audi. She does seem to like it, but the innie doesn't have any of the baggage. You know, just one person. He's great at his job, and he doesn't have any of that other stuff.
Yeah.
So, it was Grand Rapids. It was Grand Rapids.
There you go. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah,
but she likes him because he doesn't have any of that stuff, and that's why you're like the man I first married.
Yeah, or even more so. Yeah, that's amplified because he's the man that only sees her. You know what I mean? Like there's no other women, there's no other experiences, there's no other anything. Like you are it. You are his world. You know what I mean? You know, and then it's he has no prior experiences, no prior thoughts of anybody else or anything. It's just like you're his number one. So it's like
he's also not trying to find himself. He's not trying to find he already knows who he is.
Yeah. You know, like he's got his life figured out, but also it's his innie life. So it's kind of figured out for you in a sense. So, you know, yeah.
So basically, the innie as the guy she initially met. It's a great point, Tank. And yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, like, because then it comes in the whole dilemma, you know, of this also mirrors what's going on with Helly. You know, it's like violating the body, but but this is slightly different because like, is any Dylan cool with it? Because he's like, well, you're already married to me, so like, it's not like your husband's gonna get upset for having sex with your husband, even though it's
dude. But he
a
says,
version of.
"I wish I could go home with you."
Yeah. Oh, that was a big
I
one.
wish I could go home with you, but she's like, I kind of do, and he's like, no, you go home with him. But I want you to go home with me.
Yeah. Yeah. Like he knows, like Dylan knows it's two different people in a sense, and that man, it just becomes, and also look how happy he is, man. Like he's never been this person, this happy-go-lucky kind of giddy little, like a teenager, like a little boy in love, for the first time. Yeah. Like this is the only time he's ever acted like this.
What's going to happen if she chooses her Audi husband?
Ooh, I didn't even think about that.
What can you get Dylan to do if you're Lumen?
Like if she says, like, you know what, this needs to end.
Yep.
Like I feel guilty. Like I love my husband. Yeah.
We share a life together. I can't just do with what's in here. Just because you look like him doesn't mean that you're really him. How would that mess him up psychologically?
Man, that would destroy him.
Yeah. For sure.
Would destroy him. Yeah. Damn. I didn't even think about that. Like that's,
that would be really messed up. So the Gretchen one, any Dylan, reminds me of why people cheat in general, because someone who doesn't know their flaws is sexier. Gretchen doesn't resent any Dylan like she does Audi Dylan. She didn't have to deal with her. They share a life, right? So all the things that she's making excuses for really does bother her. Well, that's that man that she married without any of those flaws. You didn't have to live with him. You don't have to deal with the ups and downs and him wanting to buy and be financially stupid by trying to buy a new car. You don't. Dylan doesn't want a new car. He don't care. You just want to sit there, smile at her, look at her face, and listen to her talk about the kids.
And hug. Yeah. Kinda like any Dylan didn't forget to throw away the trash. Any Dylan didn't forget to like do the dishes. Any Dylan didn't have that fight with her last week. It was like you're able to have all of that stuff without, like you said, without those flaws, without the arguments, without that baggage. So it's just like it's legit all of the good without zero of the bad. But that bad has to go somewhere.
Exactly.
And I feel like it's going to start to affect. We're going to see it start to affect the Audi relationship.
100%.
Wow.
I wonder if that's foreshadowing something that where they use the OTC to make that happen. Go home with Dylan. As far as we know, Dylan and Gretchen were also smashing while Milchek was paper clipping.
As far as we know.
I want to bring that up too. We'll get to there in like 2 minutes. Oh, and that would be devastating for Dylan. Yeah, I'm telling you. Like I say, like she comes in, she makes. I made a mistake. Coming here is the wrong move. I can't do this to my husband or my family or my children. Groucho said, "I'll take my wife's any day." Wait, what? Good point again. No resentments. Yeah. Laugh out loud, Groucho. Likewise, Dr. Dev, it could be foreshadowing.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. He looks incredibly happy. Not only does he look happy, the difference between any Dylan and Audi Dylan, like they're doing another good job of dealing the two different characters and showing the differences between these two characters.
Yeah.
And he's just asking questions, and I just want to look at your face and stare into your eyes. And he's like, I hope that's not weird. And she's like, oh, that's so sweet. She's falling for him. He just hitting her with lines, and she doesn't even see it. And I'm saying the greatest line of all time. Hey, I kind of like that hugging thing. Can we just do that again? That's all. I kind of like it. Let's just, let's get real close. Let's try that out. bars.
Look at his face. Look how like happy he is, man. So he's just like it's very much like an innocent, not innocent, but like that first love, that first kind of like those like butterflies in your stomach, like oh my god, like you kind of thing. You know, it's like, and for him it is. It really is. So I'm sure she feels that, and she remembers how that felt. So yeah,
and she's intoxicated by that feeling.
Yeah. Man, bro, you really blow my mind because I didn't think about what if it goes the other way? What if it ends for him and the innie? Like, what would that do with him, bro? Like,
because at the end of the day, Gretchen is feeling this, and she's feeling him because she loves her husband, really, and they have 3 kids together. So those 3 kids, we know, as you have more kids, it's more stress. That's just what it is, But at the end of the day, when you really think about the negative, also ties into the positive, which is life.
Yeah.
So these individual little experiences are nothing compared to that life process. So what happens when she says, I'm going to stick with, I'm not doing this to my husband. I want to stick with him, and we'll work this out.
Yeah.
And how Dylan burned this ish to the ground.
Yeah. But I mean, this has affected him so much since season 1, since he saw one of his kids in the closet that one time, like, because I'm like going through and making some clips, and I forgot there's that part where like he chokes Melchek and bites him, because he's like, what about my daughter? Where's my daughter? So it's like, that's just your daughter, bro.
Now, the rest of your family, your wife, and all
your wife who you've been intimate with, or possibly intimate with,
he'll murder everybody.
Yep.
And I could see her coming in there one day and being like, I can't come no more.
Yeah.
Why?
This is my last time.
Yeah, that would be messed up.
Yeah, damn.
She did lie to him about Lumen. Yeah. It was nice seeing Ali Dillon being a good dad. He was just always a jerk. But people
but it's very much what you said. There's negative and there's good stuff. You know what I mean? Like, like
all it takes is one good thing to make you remember all the good things you have out with this Ali Dillon.
Yeah.
All it takes is one thing, and then all of a sudden she's like, "Oh, I gotta give it up."
Yeah,
100.
Now my mind is spinning, Akeisha, as I hadn't even considered the other option with her choosing Ali Dillon. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's what's going to happen. Gotta be honest. I give Dylan a hug. If when Gretchen, Ali Dillon will know she cheated because I doubt they're having sex at home. Working different shifts, having 3 kids, no time for intimacy. But what if
sneaking an hour at Lumen? Yeah.
I'm going to be hard for Dylan when he has to choose between Gretchen and the work game. It's going to be hard. It's not. I don't think he's ever going to have that choice. This is so much fun, y'all. It give me so much to ponder. So I couldn't agree more. But he's ready. A kid in a candy store. Oh yeah, he got the good hug. That good. Look at that. That's full embrace. Eyes closed,
wrapped around.
Eyes. I mean, just totally closed. I'm just inhaling you. Go back here. Mark is the only one sitting there working.
He's not even working. He's just sitting there,
just pretending to hit stuff. The little monkey with the little symbols, like just doing stuff. I mean, look at this look. Any Dylan's trying to get any. 100%. Eyes still closed. Gretchen's looking at him like she's the one who's conscious of the whole thing. But no, Dylan's gone. He's about that life right now. Now we finally see Helly really start to ponder. And I think what you guys said before too. So like she wants to take back control of her life. She wants to take back all what was taken from her, but she's bonding with Mark, or have their vessels are sharing with Mark, but really she's also hurting Helena. Taken away, especially if she had a connection with Mark, she's taking it away from her too. So she's having a connection with Mark herself, but she's taking away the fact she's taking away for her is even bigger.
Yeah.
So, right. And Keisha's Ali Dillon's going to be crushed when he finds out. If he ever finds out. We're stupid, so you never know. Gretchen definitely felt a little pull coming through. That's all too close to my next. Oh man, I know exactly where you're going with that. And then she leans in. She is about that right here. That's it.
Oh yeah.
And then look, so right now, this is where I thought that it changed. It wasn't about kissing anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's about what can I do next? What's next? I think we might even hear you gonna see Innie Dillon walking with a real big Kool-Aid smile.
With that swag.
You know, tucking it back in, you know, ready to go. And then we see Helly booking it back. Mark running out saying, "Oh my God, I'm looking for you." She's like, "I was looking for you, and we need to have this conversation." And she says, "You know what I think is the thing that hurt me the most is that she got to experience it and I didn't get to experience it."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Do you want to experience it with me?" Bars, lines. Come on, Luke. Do you want to experience it with me? Mark is like, am I the luckiest man in the fucking world? This is like on a different level. Like, come on, what you don't think she should be mad? Within 15 minutes of sitting there thinking about it, she runs towards him and says, "Let's get this done. Let's do this right now."
Yeah,
dude. Oh boy, man, unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
Just sorry I couldn't say the gross stuff with my daughter here. Hey, G, so glad you're here. Hey, guys, Dr. Deb, Makisha, everyone else, I'm listening tonight because this episode was corny to me. Wow. And to the end, this chat is better than the show was.
It was very different, vibes, with all the sex.
Right, we have seen Dillon after his time with Gretchen. I don't think we have. No, we have not. I'm telling you, he's going to be tucking in his shirt.
Yeah. Wait, was that the last time we saw Dillon this episode? That's not the last time, was it?
I don't think we saw him outside the office because
like after the kiss, do we see Dillon again?
No, because
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I'm trying to remember. No. Shit.
Because Mark and Helly are walking out, after they do their stuff, and then he has nosebleed, goes to Miss Huang, and she fixes that, and then he's back into his apartment.
Yeah, that starts to.
Yeah.
And he says, "Where were you at?" So this is the last time we see Dillon. I'm telling you, Dillon is
at least Innie didn't. Yeah.
Innie Dillon is slapping right now. Right there.
Wow.
Hey, G's, good to see you.
What up,
hey, G's wondering where you were. Glad you're here. 100% we were.
Yeah.
So felt that way. That last episode, yeah. Okay. So the last episode, I agree with you too.
Yeah, it wasn't the best episode. It wasn't the best episode. It was a good episode, but
yeah. So we saw Gretchen and Ali Dillon, but no Dillon G. Yeah, we saw Ali Dillon, and she and she lies. She lies that she didn't go in there. So that only makes you think that something went down. What she gave him the look. I've seen that look before. I've seen this look before. You want to know I saw this look? I was 10 years old, and it was The Lion King. And it was when Nyla looked when she looked at Simba, like, come get this. That's what that look says. Come get this. I learned that when I was 10 years old. That's what just happened. That's what happened, guys. I'm glad you
started doing the can you feel the love tonight?
The love tonight. I'm telling you, that's what's going on.
That's funny.
I've seen that look. You've seen that look before. Look at it. That's the same look.
We need to make a compilation of all the looks throughout like all different media.
Oh man, know the look. Everyone knows the look, man. Come on.
That's funny.
All right, so yeah. Once again, the luckiest man alive, and she's like, "So you want to go do this with me?" And Mark did. Normally he's like, "I'm thinking about this. I'm thinking about that." He was like, "Yeah, let's go do this." When you got a place?
Yeah.
You got to figure this out. Let's do this.
Like he didn't even say yes or anything. He's like, "Where?" Like
He's
like right here. Turn back around. His pants down.
He gave the right response, though.
No. I mean, he winning.
Definitely the right response. 100%.
The last 3 days for him. Come on, winning.
Facts.
But it also just proves what he said to her in the tent. He goes, "It doesn't matter."
Yeah.
Like, I just love you for you, but it's also like, what part of you though? And that's kind of brings up the thing. But at the end of the day, for him, it don't matter. Any outie.
He doesn't care.
He don't care.
He don't care. Oh man. She's like, so wait. Right here? Right now?
Yeah.
She said, yeah, do you wanna? And he's like, yeah. So happy right there. Just so happy. Wherever you want to go, I'm following.
Let's do it.
I mean, the looks on their face, like they both realize they're about to go do it.
Uh-huh.
Oh man. I mean, she found the floor. She had the lights out. She had the tent ready. She was ready to go. So, I mean, we obviously see her the entire time. I'm just saying.
Here's my question. You think the innies know where babies come from?
It's really weird on the stuff they know and the stuff they don't know. Like
I think they know, but they're not considering it right now because they never had to deal with. It's like when you're in high school, you don't really think about what's going on. But that's not what it's not going to happen to me.
Yeah. You're not worried about the consequences because.
Yeah, but if you've never seen it, would you know it? Like we're talking about in high school or whatever, real people, like they know, but they've never seen anything like that.
I mean, in high school, you hadn't seen it either, but you knew.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but you had like sex ed
right, and you had TV shows and movies and stuff like these. Innies have no experience for that whatsoever.
But they did have school before, like you don't have to learn how to read or talk or anything. So they have a certain level. Probably all their education beforehand is probably there.
Yeah,
and this is just a probably because that's a good ass question.
Yeah,
no idea.
But it's like, but they know certain things. You know what I mean? Like they know things on the outside. So yeah.
I mean, technically, they were never taught to talk, but they know how to talk, right?
Exactly. Exactly. They know how to eat. They never had to be taught to eat.
Write. They know how to write, and they know how to, use a computer and all that stuff. So, yeah.
She said, "Oh my gosh, yeah." So wow, yeah. Hey, I'm just
about to see that look again in another minute or two.
We want to see the look. I will point it out again. Exactly. I love that they did it in the purple room, blue and red coming together. No, never mind. No singing. No pun intended. I got to be honest. Mark's a whore. But he's
Mark
winning.
did the right thing.
Mark is winning.
Did the right thing.
I mean, it would be 100% the wrong thing to say no.
Oh, of course, he did the right thing.
Can you imagine if he said no? How messed up Helly would be? And she's like, "Wait, what?" Like that would destroy Helly. Like would destroy.
You did it with my Audi, but not with me.
Yeah.
And you say you care about me, and you always want to do me. Boy,
yeah.
I don't think about it. One thing that confused me with this scene isn't this the covered purple room we saw in last season? This wasn't the plastic gun. It was a plastic gun when Mark ran past in episode 1.
Oh, interesting. Could be.
I think she's right too. Good catch. I gotta rewatch that one too to see. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I love that, Akeisha. Yeah. Good question. I don't think they do. Who would have told them about the kids? Do you think that the guy whistling the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald wasn't several because he knew that song? In other words, do the innies know songs from the world? No, I believe that he is someone. The scientists and the people that work there, as we saw, middle management, are all unsevered employees.
Yeah, like Melchek and Miss Young, Miss Wang, Cobell. Yeah. I don't think there's but it is interesting with the music and stuff like that.
And if he knew secrets, I don't think they would let him be severed and know secrets, because they won't trust secrets to people they don't see as full-fledged humans. True,
very.
Dr. Deb, I'm really going to miss you when Severance is over. I look forward to hear what you guys think after looking at Keisha. I think you're 100% right, though. See, I knew from a pretty young age. I think, I was like, I'm saying 10. Once again, Lion King and Nala, she was looking like it all came together for me. I remember 5 or 6 up in a pillow. In the first interview, they could have asked their name, the color of their mother's eyes, the name of the state, and sing a song. And they'll be like, no. Oh, that's sweet, Nikisha. I sub to your channel and we'll hit you up when I'm there the next episode.
Nice.
There's grown people out here acting like they don't know where babies and STDs come from, what the risk people take.
Yeah, but they acting, they know, they acting, you know what I mean? They know what it is. They just don't give a shit.
Once again, that it won't happen to me, it won't affect me.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about the possibility of him saying no. That's crazy. Yeah. It's true, Keisha. Yeah, Dr. Deb, show the shows we have in common. And tell you, when you do the Paradise one, that's the one. Paradise is going to be really good.
There we go. Yeah.
Was anyone else disappointed that Fields wasn't a doctor dentist dude? I cannot wait to get to Fields because
but we don't know. We don't know because we didn't see the dentist dude's face. We saw, I think, the back of his head, but I would have to double check and see if that looks familiar or similar. But
he doesn't though.
No,
yeah. The feathered hair. Yeah. Fields is not separate though, too. So yeah, maybe. Keisha, are you going to do part of the live chats? I'll definitely support your channel. You're so funny. You're 100% funny. She's doing you're not
General
doing
Hospital.
view. She's been doing tape though.
Yeah.
Videos.
Yeah. Because she always has her stuff written down. It's been a pleasure here. All this love is here is great. I'm a little nervous to start, but I'll probably do next week. Yes, you should do lives.
Yeah.
Lives are actually easier, in my opinion.
Yeah, especially if you have a chat and you have people to actually talk to. So.
It's one of those things you just have to be willing to share more of yourself to do it.
Yeah.
See, I learned from Monzo, so it's true. So I'll subscribe tonight, hit the notification bell. Nikisha. Fields was definitely weird to me. The Fields and Burt came across like vampires.
They came across very different. It was very weird. Like they had a weird vibe.
I definitely have a list of things about them.
Yeah.
So on IMDb, 2 different actors, unfortunately. I wanted to check out Paradise after hearing you guys talk about it tonight. It is pretty interesting. It really is.
I'm gonna watch it.
The dude hugging Burt from behind on the season finale is not the same dudes we see at
That's
Fields.
what I thought. That's why I wonder if they brought in a different actor for whatever reason.
No, those are great actors though.
Yeah. Well, the dude that was hugging on Burt at the end of last season, like that was the only time we saw him, and I'm assuming that was supposed to be Fields. So, I'm guessing they just recasted.
Yeah, they must have recast, find a better actor or something.
Yeah,
I felt those are Burt wanted a threesome. We will get there.
Yeah.
We will get there. because I want to enjoy this before I think about those old dudes. They were underneath the desk and made this little tent, and very nervous, both of them nervous energy, but just very sweet. This was very sweet overall. And I know I agree with what you guys said earlier. There's no way I physically would have been able to eat half of that stuff, because you need to have some type of cover or something for my knees not to be falling apart.
Man, just sitting on the way they are on the floor, fucking knee be blown out already, man. It was like, I need ice, wrap it up.
Like, and the space isn't that big, you know what I mean? You can't flip it over, bend it up back way. You know what I mean? You're not doing none of that. It's just one little. No, I'm not doing that.
Dude, I am way too tall for any of that stuff. So there's no way.
He would have been better off taking her in the bathroom, and
But they wanted it to be sweet. They didn't want it to be gratuitous or anything. They wanted it to be very sweet.
Nah. Sometimes doing it in the bathroom is sweet. You know what I mean?
It's funny. She has her shoes off already. Mark still has his shoes on. And once again, and even this scene, the reflections. So they're counting on different levels. And so he gets her down like this, and this is what I thought was really interesting. And they're doing all this stuff, and then he asks her again, "Are you sure?"
Yeah,
that is a clincher. She will remember that forever. That he didn't rush any of it. He asked again, "Are you sure?" I'm telling you, man. Mark is a G. He knows what he's doing. This might be number 2 for that we saw, but he knows something. So go through the whole thing, and then here you go. You see on the stairs floor, and nobody's there.
Nobody.
They're all over there doing stuff. Dylan's still not back. He ain't had his 18 minutes. He's still not back. I'm just letting you know.
That's right. It was 18 minutes.
Yeah. You didn't see him walking through with coming back. I'm just letting you know. It was too X-rated for anyone to break this up. And of course, while all this is going on, Milchick is still paper clipping the hell out of these papers.
Now I'm thinking about it, just the change of scenes, because it goes from like, Dylan and what's happening with him, and it's all like lovey and like, oh yeah, then what's going on with Helly and Mark, and then it cuts to the empty workplace where no one's doing any work, and then it just cuts to this really sad moment, so you get this like oh, this high school kind of love, and it's like butterflies in the stomach, like, oh, we're doing it, yes, kind of like that, like first love kind of stuff. To remember you're at work and no one's doing work, to very sad and depressing. Like, like it was a ride, because one minute you're like kind of like, oh, that's kind of gross, that we're watching this,
exactly. Kind of feeling weird about it.
Yeah. It felt very, very. It's not because they were having sex. It was the way it was
a personal thing is going on, and felt like this was very intimate, and while we were kind of watching this intimate interaction between them, still, so yes, Blues, because they didn't get John Noble for the second season, for 2 second season last season, so they couldn't get John Noble for the scene last season, so that's what they used to stand in. They just changed it. Okay. Exactly. They didn't stretch first. He should have been been her over the desk.
100%.
Or on top of the desk. Why are we getting underneath the desk, dude? I can't be hidden. Like, why are we on the floor?
I guess because the big mirror, the big glass was there, so anybody walking by they could have seen, but
the lights were out.
It is what it is, man. You know what I mean?
You been able to figured out something out, Heliar? Exactly. Oh man, Doing it in the bathroom is sweet is wild as fuck.
Just saying.
You guys got me drink. I had to drink some water on that one. Oh my
I'm
goodness.
just saying, in the bathroom, you got a few little, trinkets and stuff you could use, make it interesting over there. Yeah, 100%.
Sweet is the crazy. Oh, great catch on the reflections again, but it is another one. It's the two, and because they are sharing a head, it was almost like the two reflections sharing. They're combining. Because you didn't see their heads on both of reflections. You only saw the head on one. So let me see if I go back. I thought that was the still. It's like the two reflections that they've been having this entire scene are sharing. There's no longer anything between them.
Like any separation.
Yeah, any separation. They're now together doing this stuff. So I thought that was interesting. They're like junior high, middle school kids. Like, why didn't she just think they needed a tent? They're innocent. But I think it was because Helena did it in the tent at the Ortbo.
Yeah, I think she was trying to recreate
Symmetry.
that moment.
Almost steal it back from Helena for what she did. I'm taking it back. This is what it should have been. It should have been you and me, not you and her. So I love that. So gentle, so kind, so gentle, so assuring on content. Yeah, I agree. Any Mark understands consent better than a lot of men, I think. Probably because it's a simple idea, but making sure like I should ask again, and that's something you won't ever forget. I'm telling you. What's up, Delta Dan?
Yo, what's up, Delta?
And then you go back here. Yeah, Milchek still paper clipping. Say exactly like that. These guys are high fiving him. This is supposed to be an all moment. I'm just saying, look, he's won, right? I'm just saying he won.
I mean, he also seemed kind of surprised. He's like, "Oh yeah."
It's kind of to this point. It's like one twin, like you were dating a twin. Her sister tricked you. You didn't know. She tricked you. And instead of the original sister getting mad at you, she says, "No, let's go do it too." That doesn't happen. That does not happen. I don't know. I'm still in shock. It's absolutely Nikisha, and so different from Helena as well. It's a very valid to add Helena to the subject of consent because she did not.
Yeah,
Tess says, "I'm high fiving two Chiefs." So damn super late got stuck on Paradise. Thanks, bro.
nice.
I told you it was good, man. I told you.
Nice.
She was just wrong with so many levels to me, Nikisha. Yeah. What if we find out the board or Helena's father told her to seduce Mark?
That's a real possibility.
I thought that until the end of this episode. The end of this episode changed my outlook on that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I'll tell you why though.
Yeah.
It's not corporate offsite team building workshop until someone tries to get their boss's daughter pregnant, huh? Yeah.
That's funny.
Sometimes guys pitch tents.
He did it twice.
What a weekend. Oh man, Keisha, that would whole entire new level of violation. And someone told she did it because someone told her to do it. Don't hate me, Jeeves. All right, so back to Bill Check paper clipping the hell out of this thing. And look how frustrated he is. Oh my goodness, the pain in his eyes. And he looks at uses too many big words. So below is a word of cloud of Seth Milchek's most frequent used words of the past quarter alone. It is recommended that Mr. Milchek begin simplifying his language so as to achieve clear comprehension from his subordinates and peers.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, you skipped the handshaking part.
Yeah, because it was very hard to show us shaking
to get to that one point.
But you can't because it's a still shot.
It just shows like how
much he did.
I thought it was more psychological, like how much doing something that he's always done. Because if it's to a point where somebody points it out, that means he always does it that way. So he has some kind of form of OCD.
Mm-hmm.
So doing it against what you're wanting to do and doing it for as long as he did it, because that was a stack of papers. It probably messed with his head a little bit, you know. He's like, what am I doing? Like, you know, and like I said, now that I know what way they want him to do it, they're wrong. Like they're 100% wrong. I don't know, because I have OCD at times too, so maybe I'm the same way with Milchek. I'm like, it didn't feel right. I'm like, no, that's not how you do it.
So the big piece of the paperclip is on the back. The little piece of the paperclip is on right down. That big piece of paperclip is on the back.
Oh, I thought it was the other way around.
Look, I
thought yeah. I gotta go check.
That's the big piece of the paperclip that's on the back. The little piece of the paperclip is on the front. I think that's right.
I think that's right. Yeah, that's how I do it.
But the big pieces on the front or in the back. The way it goes. As long as it keeps the paper together, it's good.
Give me the stapler. What you talking about?
I usually use a stapler. I don't like paper clips that much. I don't like paper clips because they cause too much bulk when you try to stack something. So it becomes but it's messed with him psychologically, you know. So it's like he did all of that, and however long that took to like start to break himself down mentally, and then he goes to the mirror. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I thought that was like interesting. You know, and then he does this, which is
in
just
the
like
dark, and him saying these words, breaking down, put away childish things. You know, like he went from this so elegant way of saying things to almost saying, you know, what you hear when I was a man or was a child. I did as a child. I spoke as a child, whatever. As I became a man, I put away childish things. Got to that point, and to a point where he's just screaming one word.
Yeah, like grow.
Yeah. That was. That was intense too.
You know what this reminded me of was if you're like, I know when me and Brian we watched Devotion with Jonathan Majors, and he's in the mirror and he's saying all these like things that he was told before, you know, and that he uses as like motivation. So it's these things that you do to yourself in the mirror to kind of like either psych yourself up or kind of like change the current mental place you're in, you know what I mean? Like, you know, it's like mentally punishing yourself. That's what it is, and it's that is super unhealthy, super unhealthy when you do something like this. You know, like it's really, really bad.
This is hilarious. I gotta bring this up. So okay, I checked. I put the big part in the front, and the small part in the back.
Did you?
I don't know what she's talking about, but I'm just letting you know. I don't.
I think we moved past the other part.
How insulting it would be if the company you work for gave your old job to a child. What message would you receive if you worked your way up to that position?
Yeah,
that's huge.
That's just a slap in the face.
So this was like him doing to himself what they did to the innies in the break room. Horrific. So I heard rumors that Milchek might replace Kang. Yeah, I don't like those rumors.
I don't like that rumor either. I heard that too.
Yeah.
We need to get on this campaign of him as Sinister. I want it. I want it so bad. And after watching this and him in this episode, he needs to be like his own MCU villain. Like he's so good.
It's a shame, Keisha. I think that's a good casting, actually. A little shame, Keisha, and I love that you checked already. I'm also sad that the big part goes in the back, separate because you got to separate from the other pieces of paper. No, I'm just kidding. I really don't care. No, that sounds right, Keisha.
Sounds right.
No doubt, jeez. So now, see, I was tempted to make a dirty joke, but I felt like I reached my dirty joke limit for the night. Never. There is no limit. And in 6 minutes, it'll be midnight. So, yeah, start over. All right, so that's a scene. He looks. I feel like this was an episode that we felt Seth kind of reminded me of like a duality of like Anakin and like Darth Vader. Like in trying to lose himself in that flash, the flashing of both at the same time. Like what am I doing? He's trying to create this thing, but is he going to go to the dark side or is he going to go to the light or remain in the light? Mm-hmm. And I think that this is kind of, we don't know what side he's going to end up on.
Yeah.
He does such a good job.
Yeah, so good.
And, dude. They look a mess, a hot mess walking out of there. I'm telling you, Dylan looks exactly the same thing, except he's probably walking a little bow-legged. I'm just telling you, that's how Dylan's walking.
Dylan really would be sore. Like, I mean, he was barely able to walk up that little mountain.
18 minutes, that's definitely enough time because you'd only need like 5.
He's sweating.
Yeah, he's done.
5 minutes, he's done.
You know, that's why we didn't see Dylan the rest of the episode. He went home.
He fell asleep. He's sleeping it off.
He fell asleep.
He's sleeping it off.
He fell asleep. Oh, that's great. Is it interesting that we're looking at them from around the corner of the hallway? Like someone else's
like POV kind of thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like we've been seeing all season with someone looking around the hallway looking at them at a different point of view.
Yeah.
It kind of makes sense too with Lumen like always watching him kind of stuff, you know. So
yeah, for sure.
Hot mess. Ellie looks very, very satisfied, very happy with herself.
I mean, they both do.
Goofy look.
Yeah.
And go ahead. He kisses her right in the middle of the hallway. Doesn't care anymore. Now the next time they go out, see, Anzo, the next time they go in the bathroom.
Yeah, it's a smart thing to do.
The first time.
Didn't she ask something here? She asked like who was better or something like that.
Yeah, she asked who was better. Yeah,
which was that's a dangerous road to go down. You know.
Because Mark didn't answer, right?
He did the right thing. He didn't answer. He just kissed her. Oh, I'm telling you, man, that dude is. He's doing everything right, man. Best week ever. You even get in your own way? Oh my God. Come on. All right, let's see. So I think it would be a good casting, waste of talent because it sounds like he just wants to finish the Kang story and kill them all. So the end this would be like a post-credit scene. So that makes no sense. I hate it.
I hate it too.
Glasses on the edge of his nose. His glasses are super fogged up. Talking about he put those down. He probably lost his glasses. He don't know where they are anymore.
Facts.
Oh, they're killing me, Nikisha. Right, Groucho, exactly. Hey, Nikisha, Star Wars still has a pulse. A New Hope. A New Hope. Oh, my goodness. Groucho, do you know that the glasses were all fogged up? I'm telling you, they're all fogged up, breathing real hot and heavy. Holding on for dear life. That was the best way they could have answered her question.
100%.
Well, it's the best way because he didn't have to answer either.
Yeah, I mean, in a way, like his actions spoke You know, his actions, you know, answered the question, but still, there's no.
He didn't.
Yeah, there's still no actual answer. Yeah.
It's all fogged up and smudged.
Smudged.
Oh my goodness. So I'm a pacifist, so I prefer Star Trek, the Peacekeepers over Star Wars, the Force.
Watch it,
and whatnot.
watch it. Stop it. Stop. We're not doing this tonight. We are not.
That's a whole nother show.
Sir, I have an answer for that, but then we will definitely fly off the
I don't want to hear your answer either. No, I don't want to hear.
He whipped up a quick nosebleed. He sure did. Not answer the question. He was like, "Oh no, my nose!" Because she was gonna say, "So you didn't answer the question." Instead of her saying that, he just said, "No, blood." Pulls back. Do you see the blood on the nose, on her face? Miss Wang comes in and she asks him, what did she ask him?
Did she punch her in the face?
Did she punch you in the face?
Yeah,
not today.
Yeah, that was funny. And also the time again. So now it's like a little bit past 1.
Yep.
So
this was 2 hours. So they were on that floor for like an hour.
Yeah.
Let's go. No one had that lunch. No one cared. Let's go.
Innie Mark is getting more action than Outie Mark. You know that, eh?
Oh yeah.
Look how Helly's standing in this picture. She's like the weird robot from things from the retreat. You said, "Hey, did she punch you?" Yeah, exactly.
She does. I mean, but that's the whole thing.
Do you want some petroleum jelly in your nose?
Yeah. He's like, no. But I was gonna say, like Helly, she stands differently than Helena. You know, like she walks different. She does everything different. So like her standing like this. You know,
no, I think she had to stand differently this time. That's all I'm saying. High five, Mark. Let's go.
Oh man. Also, as a medical professional, don't put your head back when your nose bleeds. Like they don't tell you to do that anymore. That's like old school stuff, which kind of is weird because like everything is very old school in the show. You know, the cars and other stuff. Meanwhile, there's newer stuff, but you're supposed to like pinch your nose, lean forward,
drain it all out.
Saying. Yeah,
her hair looks
it's going somewhere.
Her hair is an absolute mess, guys. That's wow. So she didn't plan this out, but yeah, that's messed up. The nosebleed.
Well, she was asking what were you doing before?
Yeah, she's doing.
I think she was asking that too.
What did he say? What do you guys remember? What he said?
No, I don't remember. What was he just like? Oh, I think he just mumbled, didn't he?
No, he said, "I was refining."
Oh yeah.
He said I was refining. I was like, let's go. Refining. Okay. I see you. I was refining. I was refining her. Okay. Wow. Awesome.
That's right.
I thought that was just ingenious. It's like your blood pressure is very low. Is your blood run somewhere else?
Yeah, rushed all back to his face. That's why he got that nosebleed.
And it's funny because you go right from that to being here again.
Yeah.
He was on the lumen floor. And she's talking about, you're getting closer and closer. We need to figure out how to speed up the process. We need to flood your chip. And she's like, how would you do that? And he said, well, we'll just go cut open the same hole you already have. And Mark's like, what the fuck? What's wrong with you, lady? What the hell? And once again, she has no concern for him at all.
None.
Yeah. Like just in your dirty basement, let's just like cram a needle in the hole in your head.
What we got here, guys? Says cool, mark of the time, exact touche. Guess I should ask favorite series. Yeah. If you're gonna talk about Star Trek, yeah, ask for the same favorite series. So now head back with nosebleed still works.
Yeah, well, they don't like in teaching now. They don't recommend it because you could, if your nose keeps bleeding, like and don't stop, like you can start swallowing and legit choke on your blood. So doesn't I don't think it's gonna happen, but
Miss Wang brought up hallucinations. Yeah, all the things that he's actually experiencing.
Yeah, as soon as she brought that up, that is when he started flip flopping.
Yeah.
I really think that I think the lady helping him is actually a part of the process. You could
of Cold Harbor.
She could be still working for Lumen.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he needs to be unsevered in order for the process to go all the way through in effect. That's the thing. I can't pick a specific season. My favorite shows are the Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, and then the original Spock, Bones, Cisco are my favorite characters. Next Generation's best season is season 5.
Exactly.
Right, refining. Oh my god,
the season it ended is the best season. I don't have to worry about watching that crap anymore.
You want to get fandom zoned. How we drew it up, Sports Pod. What's up,
hey,
Drew?
What's
How's
up?
it feeling, man? What's up? Say, Drew. I'm ready for Milchick to start tweaking on everybody because it might be happening soon.
Yeah.
Don't let Miss Cabell come back.
Yeah.
Ms. Wang asked him if he's experienced hallucinations. I think she's part of the process of what they're doing to him. She knows. The lady is a tweaker. She literally just a mad scientist. I think so too.
Oh, that'd be good. She just wants to do, crazy
Trying
shit on people, try things. Maybe she worked for Lumen and then she got fired because she wanted to do some crazy shit, and they were like, "That's even too much for us."
Yep, she definitely did work for them. That's how she knows what's going on inside.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Yeah, the whole Regabi operation is a little advised,
100%.
ill-advised.
Yeah.
And keep some more of my pops that Star Trek. Works mostly watch Deep Space Nine, The Next Generation, with them because we had one TV. I need to rewatch it. I've rewatched every episode at least 8 times, of all seasons.
Damn.
Then I rewatch it all the time. It still holds up 100%. Well,
it's a fun.
Season 1 and 2 kind of suck a little bit, but 1 is interesting because they didn't have the money. 2 is interesting because they didn't have Dr. Crusher, and I didn't necessarily like that as much. 3 through 5 are like just stellar. So 6 is pretty good too. So yeah. I've had nosebleeds and always put my head back. I'm still alive. Now medically advised.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably not gonna get like messed up from it because that's what people used to do, and people didn't die left and right. So it's just like that's the new way of them. Same thing with CPR. CPR is not even what I learned when I first got into the medical field. Like, it's different how they want you to do CPR now than what they did 10 years ago, 12 years ago.
Breaking all the ribs.
Nah, that's still the same.
So now I gotta watch season 5 to see what storyline that is. Is it the Borg or is it Q related? The F is of the Borg and Q hard.
You get way into the Star Wars than Star Trek than I know.
I know all about it. I could talk about because Q is important. Even never mind. You know what? I'm gonna get off the deep end, guys. Let's
go check out his. He did a Picard breakdown.
Picard, season 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah,
I love season 3.
Season 3 is the best. Season 1 and 2 are trash.
1 is okay. 1 is good.
No, I didn't
3
like 1.
is amazing.
3 is the best because they brought back all the original characters.
That's what it needed to be.
They went all out.
Yeah, 3 is good.
Let's go Q. I tried to delete my comments about Mark. Obviously, it didn't work. All Star Trek is on Paramount now. Plus you have Walmart Plus in the US to get a discount. I own all the actual DVDs too.
Of course you do.
You know I do. I'm looking at them right now. Even when you delete here, all the covers show up to the whole side. Yeah, I learned that the hard way. Sorry. So I'm gonna rewatch it. I'm telling you, that's the best. It's the best. It's the best. So yeah, he's like, get the fuck away from me. I'm out. And he's like, I'm hungry. And she said, that's just the reintegration talking. He's like, get the hell away from me. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Yeah, like he knew that was a stupid idea.
So now here we go. Burt pulls up. Irving pulls up to Burt's house. He's in the car and he's brushing his mustache, which I found really interesting because isn't that what Felicia said, that Burt spent 2 hours brushing his hair before he came to see Irving the first time?
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
See how that like kind of mirrored each other. So it's the first time he's going in, so all the detail doing those things. That was interesting. Comes to the door, and Burt says, "Who the hell are you? What the hell's going on?"
Bro, I lost my shit when that happened. I'm like, what? Oh man, that was so good.
That was so hilarious. And then he said, "Oh, I'm just joking. Come on in." Fields is in the car in the kitchen. He brought the expensive wine. Fields is making fun. Says, "I don't know."
Picture. Go back to that last slide. Look at that picture. That just bothered me. The one right behind Irv right there. What the hell is it? A clown? It's like a clown kind of thing, but it looks like he's like it's the fake smile, but it looks like he's in a straight jacket. It's just like, what the fuck?
No, but he has his hand. You see his hand.
Yeah, you see his hands, but he's just like the whole thing is just. I stared at it for way too long on the TV. I was like, what the hell? Like, it's just weird.
I was wondering more about what all these things up top.
Oh yeah,
all these pepper shakers or what?
Yeah.
So Fields is making the ham, and he was like, "Well, we just get some corn, and we just feed him just whole kernel corn, and not worry about if you don't like the ham," which I thought was really weird. Walks in, meets Fields, says, "I don't know what your innie was, doing liking this dude. I don't know what the hell's wrong with him." This is Attila.
So weird.
Look at him. He looks like the freaking devil. Look at Burt. Burt looks like the freaking devil.
I mean, that's just Christopher Walken. Like, even when he smiles, he still looks evil. But it's just so weird. The conversation is just like it's almost like talking about you like to somebody else and you're not in the room. Like they're talking about their innies. So it's like, oh, I can't believe your innie did that. It's like, sorry, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what you want me to say. It's so a weird conversation, and he just brings it up like it's just no big deal.
Yeah. So it's crazy to me that she just taped over the hole. Is like, how unsanitary is that? Not even the Band-Aid, just tape.
Yeah. Like no one's gonna catch that.
They're talking, and we are all about Star Trek. What did we do, Chad? What do we do, Chad? I'm hoping Irv had his guard up, but I have no evidence of it so far. Anyhow, yeah. So Picard is good, mostly because of the great actors. Picard season 3 is just very just satisfying. Season 1 was interesting with Data. Season 2 was with the Borg. Season 3 was just with Q was superb. That's Deb. Irv seems weird. I was expecting more from him. I think he was going on a fact-finding mission.
Yeah, that's what I felt too.
He was not sharing too much of himself. He was just trying to see what was going to happen.
Yeah, he was just observing, asking a few questions. Like you said, nothing was about him. Yeah.
So the stereo strip made it okay sense to me, Lakeisha, but yeah, the hole was very weird to me. No neurosurgeon would ever leave a hole open like that. Not even if they did, it would have healed ages ago.
Facts.
Yeah.
So Burt look ominous in this scene, kind of menacing. I wonder what blood he has on his hands. Okay, so you brought it up.
Yeah. Yep.
You brought it up. Okay, we're gonna get into that a little bit more later. But as far as Burt, my first thing I put on this piece of paper. I don't know if you guys can see it. Burt's Audi is a killer or a hitman for Lumen.
Ooh.
He killed people for Lumen. This is what I'm sticking with. This is my story. I'm sticking with it. He says I'm not a good person. You know, I was a little rambunctious as a kid. I think he did this for Lumen.
Like that's interesting.
He just always looks sinister. That's Christopher Walken, but I think that was made that way. You know, and we now know that he's been working for Lumen for over 20 years.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because as Annie said, it was only 4.
Yeah. And well, it's only been 4. Plus, Severance only started 12 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, so now it's just like, you know, like what's going on? Why is Fields dropping all this information? You know, like
he's drinking and he's telling you the truth. And Burt is very measured and he's not telling the truth. Burt was a plant.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. He's like some kind of plant. You know, but
He's,
also I feel like maybe Fields is stuck. You know, he's using the being drunk as a
excuse.
An excuse. You know, but he's like, I need to let this info out. You know, what if he's like stuck in this relationship? You know, like, hey, save me. Here's all this info. You know,
but I mean, then Burt wouldn't allowed him to invite Irving to dinner.
Yeah. Or it could be information that they want him to know. You know, because you know when like you leak information and then you see where it goes, and now you know where it came from. It's like, well, you're the only person I told this to, so that it got all the way here means you started it. You told. You know what I mean? So it might be like you said, if he's a hitman or something like that, or a plant, he would be smart enough to allow certain information to get through the cracks to find who's the you know the one doing all the leaks. So
yeah.
That's Trina Keisha. Absolutely. Wonder if he was a partner of Lumen from the start. I do believe that he's part of he could even be on the board.
Oh, holy shit. I like that. And
then not trusting Irving was because they were investigating Irving just the same way. Well, how do I think that? Well, because Frolic is in Irving's house right now looking through his shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, Mr. What's his name? Mr. Denning.
Drummond.
Drummond. Mr. Drummond is literally in his house looking through his shit right now. Like this was all part of it. So how did he know Irving wasn't going to be there?
Yep.
Unless Burt worked for Lumen. It was all facade. What if Gabi isn't a doctor? We only have her word. She could have been an intern or apprentice for all we know.
Yeah. Same thing with Melchek. Like, is he a doctor? Like, how do you know to drill a hole in somebody's head and insert this thing? It was like,
yeah, but he's been doing since he was a little kid. He probably taught as a little kid.
Yeah,
just
like you just know how to do this one thing perfectly. You know, you tell him any other medical thing, is I don't know. So, you want me to drill a hole in your head and put a chip in? I can do that.
Dr. Deb, she seemed as though she was trained to do whatever she's doing the market, and not like it's her profession. Yeah, like she was just doing it for something that she figured out. Audi Irving seems so lovely. I think he's a master killer. I think Irving's also a killer, but he is a killer for the U.S. government.
Yeah. What if that's who he's still working for? What if that's who he's on the phone with? Some government thing, and the government's trying to take down Lumen.
What if Burt was someone that Irving was chasing? He just didn't know it was Burt.
Yeah.
They're looking for a killer within Lumen. That's why he was undercover doing that. And didn't know that the only person he was actually looking for was Burt. So Burt's dude said he was a bad guy. His dude didn't defend it. I mean, not even a little bit. Watch the flames behind Burt's head coming up. I'm telling you.
Yes.
Oh my God, like he's the devil.
I had to rewatch that because I was like, that transition was so great. And yeah, that was so great. That was so cool. Like you said, he's in hell. He's like the devil, you know.
I really hope that's the case with Irving. I agree, Nikisha. Do you think Burt lured Irving out so Drummond could go through his apartment? 100%.
Yeah,
100%. He didn't defend him at all. That's all too possible of frightening Jeeves. Yeah. Whoa. Yeah. Yes, being a regular scoundrel isn't enough to keep you out of heaven. So he must have done some really bad shit. That's what I thought, which sucks. I don't think so. I don't think that you are far off, Nikisha. Yeah, Burt probably did kill people, and he's going to try to kill Irv. I don't think it's a love dance they're doing. It's probably in the scoping out Irving, and Irving was doing the same thing to him.
Yeah.
He was brought in to keep an eye on Burt, and Burt was the Audi is now keeping an eye on Irving. Yeah, that was the whole point.
Which is just the complete opposite of what their relationship was in season 1. In season 1, it was just it felt like just a pure love. Like these guys just like met and just loved each other. Now it's just like, like I want to kill you,
Yeah.
So yeah, geez, I really hope Irv is appropriately suspicious. What if Mark blames himself for drinking and driving and Gemma dying, but Burt is the one who caused the accident because he cut the brakes or something? I know that's far fetched though. Irv is probably undercover too. I think he really is. I think Irv is undercover.
Yeah, but for who? That's the only.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows what it is? Freaky enough that Drummond has everyone's door key, but how the hell did he have the trunk key? Have the actual key to open it up? So fingers crossed, Jeeves. Sounds plausible. Not so far-fetched, Keisha, yeah. Oh, I didn't think about that, Dr. Deb. Great catch. Lumen really was watching, manipulating everything. Yeah, it was. I didn't think about that with the keys. How do you get into the trunk? Yeah. This is the only show that doesn't bother me when I'm wrong for my theories. I don't need to be right. I just love watching and seeing what happens. That's how I feel about From. That's entirely possible where Irv still works for the government, but I'm kind of stuck on the thought that Irv might be calling Petey, not knowing he died.
Oh,
but he does know
that
Petey died, though.
Does he? I don't think anybody. Well, I guess he would know, right? I mean,
his Audi.
With his Audi. But
I wish I didn't because then he see Petey had a funeral. Remember, when Mark saw his daughter, and his wife, and all that stuff. And he's talking about that, so like they all know that he died.
Yeah.
So yes, disturbing how invasive control Lumen is. Yeah, I was about to say that I hope Lumen faked Petey's death, and then I remember Cobell drilled into his head at the funeral. Exactly.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. To take the chip back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was on the news that he died. Yeah.
Yeah. Damn, I forgot about that. But I do remember her retrieving the chip.
And then trying to sell everybody.
Yeah. This is the scene.
So he's like in all dark, all black. You barely see him, just this floating head, and the words he's saying are just nuts. And once you see the fireplace, so you know that flames are going to be behind his head as they're sitting down and having a conversation. I watched the end credit things talking about with the showrunners, and they said their idea was to, you were fighting for Burt and Irving, but they wanted to make you understand that, that Burt and what's his name? Fields is also a great couple, and then that you enjoyed them too. And I feel because they said that so non-convincingly, I honestly believe that means that there's something really wrong with Burt. There's something sinister about him.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
There you go. Here's this reminds me of this right here. The Devil's Advocate. With Keanu Reeves. I don't remember.
Al Pacino.
And he has the flame behind him just like that, and he's playing the devil.
Yeah.
I think that's what's going on with Burt. But I think Burt's something evil, seriously evil.
Oh yeah.
Look how sinister he looks at. He's looking at Fields like, you better not say another word. He said, "Don't drink another drink of wine." And Fields like, "I don't care what you do, man. I'm drinking."
But Irving's just sitting there, smile, like nodding at everything,
listening,
asking one or two questions, and just letting them talk.
But what if, once again, Burt was the thing that Irving was supposed to be looking after, the person that he's supposed to be looking after, and this gives him opportunity to once again get it on the inside? Is that why he'll have another type of relationship, try to create another relationship with him again?
Yeah.
While this is happening, Drummond sneaking into his to Irving's house, taking the keys out. Well, that's happening. This is the next time we see Dylan, and look how engaged he is. He's happy and talking, right?
Well, isn't that what they say? Like the happiness your innie feels will eventually
reach
to the outie.
But look at her hair. She pulled her hair back. She got the overalls on again. She's totally buttoned up. She had nothing to do. She's not looking him in the eye. Gretchen is all about nothing, hiding. And he said, "So what happened when you went to Luma today?" And she lies and says, "Oh yeah, no, I didn't go. Yeah,
you got canceled.
Maybe you're busy. I don't know." And look how disappointed she is in all these kids and all the craziness. She doesn't want this right now.
Nope.
She seemed very over it. And he's talking about getting a new car, and she's just another thing that you're going to do that's stupid, and she's just over him. Blue Piece said, "Yeah, overalls at home. Yeah, no sex in that place. You got too many layers on.
Too many buttons, too many straps.
So just in case." Maybe she should retreat to his Audi, like his innie, and then he might change. If you treated his Audi like the innie, listen to him, Gary.
Yeah. I think that what might happen, like what you said, Brian. Like he might do something and listen to her, and like, "Oh, you're right," blah blah blah, and it kind of reminds her, and then she just kind of like falls back in love with who he is, because like, oh, your innie is who you are. It's just, it's not only who you are, kind of thing. So, yeah.
And so you get frustrated with your kids, maybe then all of a sudden they do something that reminds you how lucky you are to have them, and then he's the one who's the father there, the connection with them, and she realizes she misses that.
Yeah.
So now we see the bill. See the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plates or bowls of food. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plates, a bowl, and the fortune cookies. So he ate a hell of a lot. Yeah. We got a super chat. Stay for later. All right. So name 5 of 2025's 8 actors and actresses. That's a really good question. Yeah. So we're gonna do this. I will do this right before we close out because that's a very good question.
Yeah.
You know,
Gives me a second to think about it.
Milcheck will be on my list, so you know.
About mine too, probably.
Yeah. I love that. He says, to be fair, that's how I eat Chinese food too. My hands and shovel it into your mouth. All right. He is the shovel. He's having a hard time. And she's just sitting there looking at him, staring at him.
So weird. So weird.
Elena comes over. She's going to have a conversation, start a conversation, trying to pretend like she's just meeting him. He's like, I know who you are. Get the hell away from me. Why are you here? He doesn't really like the whole severed process, obviously. And we can't remember that Mark's Audi was a professor, right? So he was a history professor. He probably has his feelings about Lumen. He only did something else because of something else that must have happened in the past that we don't know about yet. He chose that because he wanted to forget Gemma. He didn't want to have to deal with the hurt, and severing that pain allows him to work. He can't think about being at that university because Gemma also worked at the university, right? Because she was a Russian literature professor.
Oh, damn. Russian?
Yeah. So she was a Russian literature professor. So that's why he, wanted to be severed and go work somewhere else. So he's actually smart, and he definitely has feelings about it. He thought about not shaking her hands, but he ended up doing it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
She sits down, kind of invites himself. She says, go ahead. He starts asking him questions and calls Gemma the wrong name, almost like a weird ex-girlfriend. Like, how is Renee, whatever her name is Gemma. Like, what the fuck? Like, there was no reason for her to do it that way, but she is doing it because she may almost seem like she was jealous and like jealous girlfriend. So that whole conversation was very weird, and you can see Mark smiling through it, but he really doesn't give two F's about what she's saying. They get kind of contentious a little bit. She says a little bit too much. I ask her like she knows him. She kind of hits on that whole process again a little bit more, and she doesn't know that Mark knows that Gemma is there, right? That Gemma is stuck in Lumen, and she's the one who runs Lumen. So of course he's going to have feelings towards her. He's literally holding back something. He's upset. She's getting closer and closer. She's trying to, find a common ground with him or something. She's trying to find a way to have some type of relationship with him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he pushes her away. But then when he gets up to go, there's this weird connection, this weird look. It's obviously she likes Mark.
Yeah, like she knows. Like she knows. Like that's the thing. It's like, so it's like she has to hide what she knows, but also like play into it a little bit because, like, one, she's the boss, so she has all the information, and then two, it's like she knows about all the innie stuff, so it's like, it's
well, she also just likes him.
Yeah.
She wants to have a relationship with him. I don't think this is a Lumen figuring out like mission. This is her looking for Mark specifically.
Mm-hmm. Agree. Yeah. Because even towards the end of that conversation, she's standing there like she's just waiting for him to kiss her.
Yep.
Yeah. So
she's hoping that something happened, but Mark feels something is going on. And he's like, kind of feels so weird that he walks away.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We need to get the hell out of here.
Yeah. Well, he kind of like started. No, he had flashes, didn't he? Didn't he have flashes here? Or when did he have the flash of her on the floor? Wasn't it here at this moment, or was that later?
I think it was later. I don't think they.
Was it? Okay.
I don't remember.
I don't think
I know, like
he was looking at her like, you know,
like something's up, you know.
Yeah.
So I do agree with you, but just for the sake of like, if she is like being told what to do, because she failed at pretending to be the innie, if she is like being told to do, I wonder if the people that are telling her to do it are like, well, now you got to go do it with his outie, like you messed that up already, so now
they'll be too smart to know that he's still a man who's really in love with his wife and depressed and not interested in anyone.
But if that thing is where like your innie happiness starts to come out to your outie, like Melchek has been telling Mark for a long time, is like, maybe that connection. But I mean, obviously they don't know what's going on with the whole Rigabi thing and being reintegrated, which changes everything, so I wonder, but I think I do agree with you, but I'm just kind of playing devil's advocate for a second, and like it could be them still like, hey, you messed that up, so now you got to go plan B and go mess with his outie, which is a harder obstacle to overcome, so
because he's still depressed and still upset about Gemma.
Yeah.
Elena clocked out and was wondering why she was so sore now when she wasn't in the morning.
Like, oh, that felt familiar.
So she tricked out her baby daddy and say, hey, wait. This happened twice? So you want to do it? What if she gave her the same line? Hey, I know she did. I want to, I want to experience it too for the second time. You wanna? And then Mark is once again not stupid, saying, "Sure."
Facts.
One unnerving scene, followed by another unnerving scene. Yeah. It was. This one is really bad. Yes, Dr. Dan, whenever we order Chinese, we get too much food because the leftovers are so good for breakfast.
True.
So it's so true. You're getting off. She's giving off predator vibes. 100% she is.
Very stalker, very.
Yeah, totally. Jeeves. Leftovers are the best. Nikisha, now I want Chinese.
I've been wanting Chinese food for like a week. Me and my girlfriend every night are like, we should get Chinese, and we don't.
I also wonder if Helly was secretly hoping Mark would recognize her. Helena was wondering if Mark would recognize her. Like, and you feel like the connection was there. It was almost like Severance once again only has so much of a connection. There's a point where you can reach across that line.
Yeah. But it also felt like she doesn't know interaction, like a personal interaction that well, because like everything was going so good. Like he was cracking jokes, she was laughing, and blah blah blah, and then she just said the wrong thing and it went down the wrong way, and it like got back to being serious, and like bringing up somebody's dead wife is not a good way to like start to flirt with somebody, you know what I mean?
Well, she was like still harping over it too.
Yeah. So it was like, I don't know if was it on purpose, to
refocus him.
Yeah, I don't know. It's really good. The next episode, their interaction, Mark and it's gonna be good.
She definitely was, Nikisha, in my opinion. We cook Asian food in my home, hence the way my hair looks on Facebook. Your hair looks great. Don't worry about that. We didn't see a flash, but they did play the sound effect briefly, so you might, maybe they just didn't show us.
Did they? Okay. Like I said, I gotta go back and watch this episode.
So I have good hair, but I'm open. You have to participate in the watch party on the last episode. 100% Delta Dan, you had to be there. What if they bring back Alexa midwife to tend to the pregnant woman?
Ooh. That'd be interesting.
So that'll be nuts. And I'm a doctor, to Dr. Deb. I graduated. Thanks, Nikisha. Dan is in the house.
Dr. Dan's in the house.
So I missed it, Jeeves. I didn't miss it. I remember. That was awesome. I'm still a little stuck. What women wear overalls to dinner?
I forgot whoever said it, like, in the chat, but a woman that is closing up shop for the night.
Yep. Done. You're not getting. She said, "No, I mean I'm part Asian." Yeah, I don't know. I know all you guys are awesome. So,
yeah.
So, Frolic is showing the lock once again. He had a key for the lock. Opens it up. Got Kier regional roadmap. So he's been driving around. He has all these papers that are blocked out. Severed employee list. Oh, I didn't get this one down. As lives near Lumen.
Yeah. I paused this and read everything I could.
Trisha, Andrew, Frank.
So I don't know if you can see it here with the names. Certain letters are underlined in certain names. It's usually an E, an A. It didn't spell out Egan or anything, but it was like E's and A's were big, and a few other things. But yeah, it was interesting.
This is the one I was looking at.
Yeah,
right
see,
here.
there you go. Yeah, O, there, the S.
Dylan, Severance
a lot of Johns, a lot of Dylans.
Let's see, Severance date 1/12 or 14. Gold Harbor, Kier, Blacklist. You got Dylan here. Burt Goodman has his address already on it.
But you see the top, it says duplicates removed. Yeah. What does that mean? Duplicate what?
Okay, multiple people. All right.
Yeah.
I see you.
Yeah. Like legit, me and my girlfriend paused this and walked up to the TV so we could read everything. We're like not missing any of it because I felt like this was like important, but I don't know.
We might find out it is yet.
Yeah.
I need someone more clever than me to figure out V.
Figure out these papers.
Yeah, these papers.
Yeah. I think it's gonna come up sometime later in the season, but
I think they're trying to figure out who's the person that they need to do this. They're trying to figure out who Mark is. Someone from the outside doesn't know who Mark is, and they're trying to find out who he is through these papers.
Yeah, that's interesting. I like that.
Delta Dan says, Nikisha, that's why I'm really on YouTube, just to make me feel dumb and then smarter again. Cool fact about what I heard about the list. Apparently, all the names he listed are people on the production team, except our characters.
Oh, that's kind of cool. I like when they do stuff like that. Well, it's also with from last season with all the smiles on the screen. That was all like production people. So,
all right, we go back to Burt, Irving, and Fields. And I don't know, everything about him just makes me run the other way.
He's very off-putting.
And this is when Fields starts to talk about, it's been 20 years of you doing this, working for Lumen. So I feel like he said something that he was supposed to say. And once again, Burt didn't say anything else. But Irving caught it. Right after they said it, you saw him and he put 2 and 2 together and he understood. There's something that he caught and he needed to go, though. He needed to go soon.
Yeah. But also like the reasoning. So he asked like, why did you start being severed? Like what made you do it? And then, he said with the church thing and blah, blah, blah. And Fields brought up as like, oh, that the innie could be saved. So in order for him to go to heaven, like his innie needs to go to heaven, which is really another ethical dilemma kind of thing is like, like when you do something like this. But then but the way they were talking, and I was trying to catch like the pronoun of the pastor that they were saying who was, and I thought he said she, and I'm like, is Miss Cobell like the one that was given these, sermons, about like the religion and religious like ideology with severed people,
That's a
I'm
really
like,
good point.
because like how far down this hole does Cobell pretending to be other people or other things happen, So if everybody knows, like, did I don't know if Phil said he or she. I thought he said she, but
that would be a really good sermon.
Yeah,
put it on with the subtitles. Thanks. Put it on with the subtitles.
Yeah, I always
next
forget. That's
time.
A good point.
Then you'll know if he says she or
yeah,
he.
yeah. Shit, I'm gonna watch it again and do that. Yeah.
He caught that. Now we can see Mark run down after talking to Helena. Like, look, where we gotta do? We gotta flood this thing. Let's flood it now.
Yeah. It's probably a Lumen church. That is interesting.
It's the whole area, though, right?
It would make sense with the school, the church, the work. Like, it's the whole city.
Hey, talk about that. I'll be right back.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna do his thing. I'll put him on mute just in case. All right. Actually, I'll bring him down. I don't know. But yeah, the whole I didn't even think about a Lumen church. That would be really interesting if it was a Lumen church. But going back to what Brian said earlier with how Burt is a bad guy, it's like Fields was so worried about making sure Burt goes to heaven, like he's willing to get him severed, so at least like part of him goes to heaven, which just proves like how bad he is. Like, wait, what did he do? Where like that part of you is so unforgivable that like you can't even go to heaven.
Yeah, he probably is an assassin for them. He probably is killing people, and it would make sense for the cover that he has, right? But then that would be like, okay, so he probably wasn't even severed in the first place.
Oh my God, that would be even wild if like we find out in season 1 that was just Burt. It wasn't like a severed Burt or anything like that.
It would make sense because he had the gall to find out where Irving lived. He was following him. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
very interesting.
Yeah. That is like super interesting.
Here's another thing. If that is the case, right? It would make sense why he had this little connection with Burt in Loomis, right? Why they start, because he's trying to get close to him so he can get the information, because Irving was probably doing this for a while.
Like he knows his Audi's doing it.
Yeah.
So yeah, get good with him on the inside and see what happens.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But man, that would it would be good, like for sure, storytelling. I feel like as a viewer, like it would crush a lot of the viewers because you were rooting for them in season 1 so much. Even Dylan was rooting for him. He's like, oh yeah, I blessed this relationship. Like I was cool with it. So yeah, that would be devastating.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Where are we at with the comments? I go.
Right. I didn't see what last one you guys did.
Yeah. Well, you were just saying because Anzo brought up a point of what if
praise here.
What if what's his name? Burt is never severed. Like he's inside plant even when he was inside. Like that. Like he's always working the system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
if he like, because he said he's been severed for 20 years, but what if that's what he just told told Fields to make Fields feel better, but he
Right.
was still doing all the messed up shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Will make sense, right? Because he's playing a different role, but yet, unassuming, people are trusting him, but deep down he's a killer.
He's still doing messed up stuff.
And if he's trying to get close to Irvin, he would have to remember what he was doing down there. You know what I mean? So,
or maybe he's not a killer at all, or maybe he's killer in a different sense. Like he experiments, he's the head guy experimenting on the people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like what's going on with Gemma? The reason why he's so important right now is because he was someone who was actually doing this stuff.
Yeah.
And what they did to say, they pretend like he was severed, but to retire his severing portion of him, what they did is actually just pull him off the floor.
Mm-hmm.
But he still works for Lumen.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And he's still out there doing the stuff to Gemma.
Yeah. Like you said, like what if he's on the board? It would make sense if like if he's on the board, he needs to know all this like inner workings. So, what better than like, Secret Boss, or what is it called, that show?
Undercover Boss.
Undercover Boss.
Undercover Boss.
Goes in and finds out for himself.
So somebody mentioned Radar didn't bark at Drummond. The dog.
The dog.
Radar. He never barked at Drummond.
Interesting.
Yeah, geez. Yeah. And they had been listening to the breakfast combo. They had them tailor the sermon to get Burt to sever.
Yeah.
Tailored it to make it let him sever. Burt not being severed is a good twist that he never was severed.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's why when he looks at Irving, he actually sees the person that he kind of did love.
Yeah.
They wasn't supposed to.
Yeah. Like Anzo said, like he knows both worlds, both sides of it. That'd be good. That'd be really good.
Jesus, I don't think he was severed. He was out there scoping out Irving.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'll make a lot of sense, guys. Dang, poor Irving.
Yeah.
He could also be doing the same thing. He could have been sent to check him out, and they don't know about each other.
It could be possible. It could be possible 100% that Irvin is a little bit smarter, and he knows that he's being watched and stuff like that. So yeah, maybe he even set up that information in the house for the dude to find.
It's true.
You know what I mean? Throw him off.
That'd be good.
So totally. We love Irving's innie, but we don't know anything about his outie. He might work for the competition.
Right.
Ooh. There's a whole nother company doing the same thing. That's why.
Sheesh. That should be read the Taylor and Taylor the sermon. I got what you were saying, Dr.
Yeah.
Here is the devil, and here's how Mark matched or has his genes thought. Mark is important to Kier's process somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe his DNA figuring it out is what's going to stabilize the process and let Kier be reborn again.
Or they said like, what if Kier was the evil one and Dieter?
Yeah, Dieter.
Was the good one, and what if, like you said, like he's somehow a descendant of Dieter? So you need to combine the two halves to make the whole again, kind of thing. The two twins, the good and the evil.
Sorry for all typos. No worries. We all understand exactly.
Yeah, if you're on your phone, I 100% get that
all the time.
Secure my clones.
Yeah,
make up for lost time to end here, Nikisha. Like they're all sabotage us one way or another. Autocorrect does it all the time.
Yeah.
Is it weird that he runs down and she just sitting there eating ice cream? Or is it ice cream, or is it like the frosting off a cake? I'm not sure which one it was.
I I thought it was like yogurt or ice cream, one or the other.
I thought it was ice cream originally, but then I look at this can. Like, doesn't that look like the frosting off one of those cakes?
Yeah, it could be.
You know?
Just all sugar. But like he comes down here and does this, and like she just like doesn't even answer him, just like keeps eating, and she's like, okay. It was very like old school 80s. That's the vibe I got, where it's like, let's do this, and like instead of the other person getting hyped, just like super serious, like let's do this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Finally, you're back to my side.
Yeah.
So Tank's on fire with these theories tonight.
It's just, man, this show can go so many different ways. You know,
It was sad. Yeah. I said it's weird because she's weird.
that's true.
And you just don't trust her. You can't trust her, man.
Yeah.
I think Kier's made up face for Lumen. Like LeBron is the face of the NBA, Lumen has a board, and the rest is AI generated.
That'd be interesting.
Could be.
I think he is the board. There's only one person on the board.
Mm-hmm.
She got her black mask on for like she got COVID, fighting COVID. She deadens all the scalp up, and woo! I hope you guys are ready. She cuts open the scalp, just like we see in the opening.
Bro,
and
I turned around at my girlfriend. I turned around at my girlfriend. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, it's just like the opening. And she kind of looked at me. She's like, okay. I was like, and this is when I realized, I'm like, oh, the opening is telling us everything. We just haven't figured out how to decode it and how to decipher it yet. But it is telling us everything.
Look, they drilled that hole. That drilled hole is still there.
That's a big ass hole too. Like, that's a big ass hole.
In your head, like, just like, man.
Yeah, I've been in the OR for a little bit before. I never did brain surgery, so that was new. But I doubt the hole's that big. Whenever they have to drill in the skull for any reason.
They put how big is the hole that is it? It's be like.
I mean, it's big enough to put a needle in or something like that. But that looks big. Yeah, that looks like you could put your finger in there and
pick at your brain.
Yeah.
Yeah, but wouldn't they put like, after they put like a metal plate or something there to close it up?
Yeah, I'm sure they fill the actual bone part with something.
Absolutely.
Something. They don't leave it just
for sure.
an open hole.
For sure.
Yeah. Like I said, I never seen brain surgery. Like heart surgery, I've seen a bunch of other surgeries. I never seen brain surgery, so I can't tell you. But
you watched the heart surgery? You're good, bro.
Yeah, full heart. Valve, not valve, but artery replacement.
Is that aorta?
Not the aorta. A little.
I had a girlfriend who had to have her aorta redone.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I was watching that.
Yeah, I did a cardiac bypass surgery. It was about like a 12-hour surgery. The dude was big. He was a big boy. Not fat, but like he was like 6'6" maybe, and that dude was just he was big.
I just imagine you say like his legs like dragging on the floor.
I mean, we had to get an extra like an extension of the bed for his legs.
That's how I got my first tattoo. Not someone opening my head, the brain, but Here's another theory. The integration is integrating Kier's consciousness into innie Mark's brain, who is living on the outside. I'm absolutely terrified that Devin will end up being bad. I adore her character, and I tend to lose characters I love. Elgin. That's all I got to say. I wonder what plan Devin was going to suggest to do with the senator's wife, and she met at the retreat.
Yeah, she started bringing up a new plan. Well, we'll get into it, but yeah. But I hope Devin doesn't go bad. I don't think she does. I think she's gonna be a good guy, but I think she's gonna get.
She kills Rickon.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That's still not a bad thing, though, right? But I do feel like she's getting hurt from all ends, you know, like her love life with her husband, you know, he's starting to do some shady shit. You know, her brother is always been
Scout's
50-50.
a dick. Yeah, he's a dick.
Yeah.
You know, some days he's yelling at her, some days he's hugging her. So, you know, but yeah, Devin, I feel like his heart's in the right place.
So I don't know how the whole didn't get wet in the shower. How does that not getting affected? So that would suck. I really believe that the Audi Mark is actually Mark's innie, and the real Mark thinks he's an innie, and that's why he has a belly button.
Mm-hmm. Playing like a little reverse. And
yes, Tank, the hole being there makes no sense to me. Bone cement. Come on.
Yeah. They would definitely fill it up with something.
And bone heals in a few months to boot. I didn't lose Lucas because Lucas lives. Don't read the next book, then, Nikisha. Read it. I don't think anything happens to Lucas in the next book, so I lied to you. But whatever. So 8 trillion.
Oh yeah, what's up, Trillion? Appreciate you coming in, hanging out with us.
Father is Kira's consciousness on a computer waiting to be downloaded onto a chip and inserted into Mark's head. I believe that too.
100.
That'd be cool.
I think Burt is not severed and is a bad guy who was tasked with monitoring Irving.
Yeah. Anzo brought that up not too long ago. That makes a lot of sense, man. It makes a lot of sense.
I think Burt is not severed. I think he's a bad guy who's tasked with monitoring Irving.
Yeah.
I did not say anything happened. So Mark took a shower with a big hole in his head. He went from an innie to an outie buddy button. Oh man, so yeah, this is nuts.
Did they really like freak anybody out like seeing like that? I mean, it is kind of gory, but I don't know if I'm just like I didn't even just think twice about it. I was like, oh yeah, look.
I didn't like the fact that when they are digging around in it.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, that's too much. And you see him like he doing the thing he does when he becomes an innie outie, like all of a sudden he's doing it. But he's not being severed.
Yeah.
And this is where he sees it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Sees Helly, he sees Gemma. And then Devin comes in, he knocks on the door.
Yeah.
He's stitching them up and knocks on the door because he flooded his chip. Yeah. And he has to go there and talk to her. What?
Also, so on one of the screens, it was 2 lines like zigzagging next to each other. And then when she finished, they zapped into one solid line.
Yeah.
And I was like, come on. Like,
and he said, how long do I have to wait? And she was like, not long. Well, how long is that? And,
yeah.
And then Devin comes knocking at the door.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I like he was like freaking out, and then he sees Gemma and like he pulls back. He goes, what the fuck? Like everything else, like the pain, nothing else mattered. Like he saw that and then he like jumped back and she's like, don't move like that. And he's like freaking out.
I won't expect that either. So
I mean, yeah. See your dead wife.
But Devin comes in, says, what happened to the burning the eyeball thing? He said, I'm doing something different. I'm not telling you what it is. He looks obviously like effed up. And they're all saying the same thing. He didn't realize he cannot open his hand and grab the water. So did you guys think that he couldn't open his hand? Or is it possible that he's not actually there? And the water's not actually there?
Ooh.
No, I think he can't open his hand. Yeah, I think he can.
Yeah. I think it was just like the thing's starting to affect him now.
Yeah, you can see physically he's being affected.
Yeah.
Which next episode makes me think he may be completely integrated. You know what I mean? So that should be interesting if they do that.
Okay. So before I jump to that,
but
right
if he's
here,
fully integrated, like, can he still go back to work? You know what I mean? Like, does
how
he
would
have to
anyone be able
fake
to
it?
tell?
Yeah, you
And,
know.
and how does it affect he and Helly's relationship?
Exactly. That's the thing that I'm thinking. Because he's probably going to be able to go back to work. Because that first dude, his friend, went back to work after he was integrated too, right? That's how he knew they were best friends at Lumen and stuff like that. So
writing down the maps and be able to keep the maps together.
Yes. So I definitely believe he'll be able to go back, but he's gonna be a different Mark. That's what's gonna, you know what I mean?
Everyone's gonna notice. Yeah,
people gonna notice. Yep.
Yeah, and I think that's where it's gonna be like Helly R is gonna be like, oh, this is not, and she's gonna recognize it, and Mark didn't recognize her, you know. So
he's literally the worst.
Facts.
So a guy, we should have strapped his head down or something to keep him still.
Seriously,
I think he was having a temporal seizure. He had a seizure. Bad smells are symptoms. Do you smell that? Yeah. Shit, joking. You're talking to me. No doubt. Then Brian hinted that I'm about to lose my love of my life, and now I'm utterly distraught.
Yeah.
You're not about to do anything. There's nothing going to happen.
Yeah. But also, from what I understand, Lucas is very different in the book than he is in the show.
He is
not very different, but there are differences.
He's closer to Juliet than in the book.
Yeah. Yeah.
Much closer.
Yeah.
Gabi doesn't know what she's doing. I think the whole thing with the guard was staged to get Mark to trust her. Him drinking and stuff and taking pills is like Rosemary's Baby. So we are all here for you, Nikisha. Of course we are. So
if something bad ever happens to Lucas, we'll have like a little mini funeral.
Oh my gosh.
Just for Nikisha.
Just for Nikisha. So go ahead and read it. I have a sermon for you. What do you think we're gonna see? How we're gonna see Mark when we come back next episode?
Freaking out.
Fully integrated. I think he's gonna be fully integrated next episode.
I think he's gonna be in a bed
for the whole episode.
I think they're gonna wake up, and he's gonna just be waking up and saying that he's lost multiple days.
Yeah. What if the whole next episode is just a bunch of shit happening in his head? It's like him trying to piece what's innie, what's outie, what's real and shit. Like he starts to piece all that together. And then at the end of the next episode is when he wakes up. Like, would that be, I think that would be cool, but it also might be a little disappointing, you know? You know, because we get a lot of stuff about just one person. Meanwhile, like I still want to know with Helly and Dylan and other stuff too. So like it's not horrible, but I wouldn't mind it, but I wouldn't want it either.
Yeah.
All right, so Burt and Irving are about to say goodbye. Irving said I had a great time. Said we should do this again. And Burt asks, so you're saying with Fields? And Irving says, with or without Fields? He's just saying. And of course, Burt likes that because he's old kook. I don't know. Old bad guy.
Well, also would if Burt has that evil plan, it might make it like, hey,
better to be alone with him.
Like you're falling for my trap kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, and that was the end of everything. But overall, this was great, right? This is an unbelievable episode. I really enjoyed it. And we don't know where we're going to jump into. Are they going to be like this past episode where you jump in right when Mark's on the floor, or it will be a couple of days that have gone by?
Yeah, I would think it would be a couple of days that has to go by, right? But then if a couple of days go by, like somebody's gonna have to come and check up on Mark.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know. So, and that was my biggest issue too. Is like you're just putting this tape on his head. If you thinking burning a message in his retina was a dumb idea, like having the hole that they drilled into open again is not going to raise concerns. You can't just be like, "Oh, I fell and hit my head in the exact spot where I made the hole." Like like what? So it's like, how is he going to explain that?
Lose brain matter. Oh my god.
Yeah, even if it's stitched up, because I'm assuming she did stitch it up and then put tape just as secure. But it's like what? And then you got to explain that too. Like, oh, what house would you go to get it stitched? So it's just like, how are you going to explain this when you go back to work?
Exactly.
They fell.
But then it's like, who stitched you?
But the problem is when he comes back. What if he comes back and Telly is like starting a show,
2 months pregnant,
and he doesn't even know?
Like that's how much time he missed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Or how you usually mail check that comes and checks on
what if
all
it's
the
Helena?
innies. What if it's Helena that comes in and is like brings her pineapple. Yeah.
So he won't be better after a seizure, I'm sure. I'm not a Dr. Deb, but yeah. Amazing episode and even better streaming chat. 100% Dr. Deb.
Yeah, it's so fun talking to all you.
He asked for consent. Yay!
Yeah. That's what we said.
That's crazy. Okay. You guys have had amazing comments. This was a great stream. It's a lot, probably the longest one we've had because we just had so much information on this one. I'm so excited. I hate it again on Friday, realizing that I had to wait a whole nother 7 days to get to the next episode. But you guys have made this amazing. I want to thank Anzo again, Bigger for Entertainment, for joining us. Shout your channel one more time, Anzo.
Bigger for Entertainment. We do a little stuff over here, a little that. Make sure to check it out. But it was a pleasure being here with you guys. Thanks.
Hey, and once again, join us on Tuesday because we're going to break down our From episode 9. But I have to before we get out of here, I do have to do Dan's super chat.
Yeah.
With the unbelievable question. Name 5 2025 A-list actors and actresses.
Yeah.
I got a couple. Rebecca Ferguson.
Okay.
From Silo. Melchek from this one, I think he's crushing it out of everyone in the show. Sophie Thatcher in The Companion, she was so effing good. This is like just so far for the year. Jack Quaid was also in The Companion, who was so good as like this like piece of shit like boyfriend kind of guy. It was that like 4. The 5th one, I'm not sure.
I'm going Anthony Mackie.
I was gonna say Anthony Mackie because I really did like him in the movie.
I think he carried it. He carried the movie himself.
Yeah, I'll give it to Anthony Mackie. Because it's like what came out so far. It's only 2-ish months into the year, so. But that's where I'm at right now.
All right, what about you, Alonzo?
Good.
Nah, I haven't even thought about it, guys. Go ahead.
Yeah.
You said also what?
I was gonna say, people have been saying they want to see Sophie Thatcher as Raven in Teen Titans, and I seen some concept art. 100% down. 100% down. She looks she would be awesome. You know, when she has her black hair, like it's already kind of close to it. Just throw a freaking hoodie on her and like done. Like, yeah, put her in like a leotard and have her start saying some magic words. Like I forgot what Raven says, but yeah.
Who's also what? She's the devil's daughter.
Yeah. Oh, kind of.
Or
I forgot what his name is.
Yeah. Trident or something like that. Trident.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. What about you, Brian?
All right, I'm gonna go. Honorable mention is Adam Scott. Even though I think he just done a great job, he's literally outside my top 5. Sorry.
Same. Like that.
I'm gonna go Rebecca Ferguson, definitely on my list. I'd say Anthony Mackie because I love what he did and it's important for me. Britt Lauer because of what we saw here in Severance. Mel Tillman, and of course Harold because From is still the show. Let's go, Harold. Thank you for having the liquor you had. And next time, I wish someone would have called me because I would have went to the liquor store and would have got some.
Oh man, yeah.
So, but
Harold's definitely on the list, but he said 2025. So I was like,
I know. I'm saying for the end of the year, he's gonna have to come 2025.
Harold, Sterling K. Brown definitely deserves to be on that list.
Great.
Cross Hodge.
Aldous Hodge.
He definitely should be on the list there too.
Oh my god,
yeah, that's a good one. I think Cross just won some award too, like the other night.
Did it?
I think so. Some award.
Good for it. Good for it.
I'm a Aldous Hodge huge fan.
Aldous Hodge, that's a good one. Yeah, he's definitely up there for that season.
For sure.
Well, you guys are awesome. Once again, Delta Dan, thank you again. Thank you for the super chat. You're amazing. All you guys are amazing. These comments are so good. You guys are by far the best chat in all of YouTube. I mean, honestly, like I love it. I love the fact you guys come in week after week with great stuff. You guys are saying the same thing too. I agree, Dr. Dev. I check out other channels. Only one comes close. So good night, Keisha, Dr. Deb. They're incredible. They're incredible G's, exceptional and making us all feel part of the discussion. No, you guys are amazing. You guys are incredible. Yeah,
for sure.
Y'all should be paid for the way you guys make this episode come alive. Perhaps 60% of it was good, the rest was uninteresting. I also don't understand why you don't get more views. All we can do is put out the content, and hope that eventually someone pays attention. But more than anything, I'm just glad that I get to spend the time with you guys with all the great things you guys put out there. So
yeah,
it's literally the highlight of my Saturday nights, every night, every time. So,
yeah, it is.
So good night, everyone. Fun chatting and theorizing with you all. Hey, go check out Nikisha and with her stuff too. Like I tell you, it's a lot of fun. She's doing a good job. I wanted to encourage her because I think she could be really good at this.
Yeah. And also, I know she's doing General Hospital, I think it was. Yeah, and honestly, I don't see a lot of soap opera talk. Maybe I'm not on that algorithm, but I don't see it. So more of it, you hit that market that a lot of people aren't talking about it.
Facts.
There's a lot of people that watch soap operas and love talking about it. So
we just talk about me, football players. We're all doing it. These are the passions of life.
Don't do that again. Don't do that again.
Why not, man? Let's go.
No. I'm not doing that.
Or meant the relevant in 2025, like actors, you will go see the movie just because he or she is in it. That would change my answer then.
Well, it definitely Magazine Dreams is one of them because of Jonathan Majors.
Jonathan Majors is huge.
Yeah.
Mickey 17. I'm actually interested because I do like Robert Pattinson.
Uh-oh. Robert Pattinson.
I think he's a pretty good actor.
Yeah,
Ever
we're
since
not
Twilight,
doing
I
that.
didn't like Twilight, but
I'm talking about.
this movie's been good. I know.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
Um,
No, he's okay. I didn't mind him in Tenant. You know what I mean? He
I think he's a
just
great actor.
should not be wearing that cowl. Like, no.
See, that's a whole nother argument.
That I would have to go see. Jonathan Majors is definitely up there. I like Michael B. Jordan a lot. What's going on? What he's been bringing to the
Sinners.
Sinners is going to be
Sinners is a big
huge. I mean, Pedro's in everything. So can you say Pedro? Because he's literally in every damn
He's
show.
like four movies, 2 TV shows this year alone.
You know, you see him on the corner store. He has streaming somewhere too. So I don't know. You know,
just on SNL.
He's not one of those actors that I like have to go see though. You know what I mean? Like if he's doing something there, I wouldn't put him in that category.
Yeah.
Who else is someone that you have to go see? Female actress that you have
just based on an actor though.
Yeah, you see, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, other than Jonathan Majors, for me, it's like it doesn't really matter with the actor as long as the movie looks good.
Yeah, Mission Impossible with Tom Cruise. I mean, Tom Cruise is.
That's a lot of things I don't watch. Tom Cruise, even though I think he's probably one of the biggest movie stars ever.
You don't watch Tom Cruise?
I don't have to go out and have to go watch.
Oh yeah.
That's what I have to have. Like I'm
yeah. Same way.
I mean, when it's a Mission Impossible, I don't know if it's a Mission Impossible without Tom Cruise, I don't think I would be excited. So,
I probably wouldn't see it.
Yeah.
It depends on who's taking his place.
Even then, I might wait.
So my point is, we don't have any more superstar A-listers now.
Nah.
Oh, absolutely not. No. It's not the same as it used to be where when Arnold Schwarzenegger did a movie, didn't matter what it was, Kindergarten Cop, you were going to see an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. Yeah. You know what I mean? No, the actors don't control the movies anymore. It's the movies that make the actor.
I will always go see Denzel.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a movie that he's made that I haven't gone to see.
Yeah, he did Macbeth. I didn't go see that.
I went and saw it twice.
Yeah,
Fences.
Fences I didn't see either in theater. I seen it, but I didn't see it in theater.
Hey, Othello and Macbeth, Shakespeare doing, talking about black men. Come on, bro. A black man during that time? Come on. Man.
Yeah, no, I ain't watching that either.
Also, talking about Purple Rain is re-releasing it March 5th. Did you guys know that?
I ordered it. I ordered Purple Rain.
Yeah. Well, it's re-releasing in theaters.
Is it? March. Oh, really? Oh, okay. I know.
March 5th.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's probably limited theaters. So, yeah.
Oh, I know we ain't getting that here.
No, he's probably not here. That's all right. I throw it on bootleg, man. We'll throw it on Onto Vision. I saw
I like Purple Rain, so yeah, I'm good.
I saw Top Gun for Tom Cruise. That might be the last two left. I think
Maverick is tight.
Tom Hanks is probably one of those actors that you go see.
Really?
Man, not anymore. I mean,
I didn't go see Sully.
I didn't see Sully. The last one he was in, he goes here or I'm here or whatever the hell.
I didn't see that one either. You're talking about.
Whatever. I heard it's interesting. I haven't seen it yet. But I mean, Delta Dan's right. It's just there's just not those superstars anymore. No. And I feel like it's also like it's because of things like YouTube and Twitch where you want to be able to interact with the people you want to support, kind of thing. Like it's just there's a very interesting parasocial relationship with celebrities now, because of social media.
They're almost reachable, more reachable. They're right within your fingertips right now. So
and then knowing more about people's personal lives, definitely changes your view on somebody, because before, like you said, like back in the day, Arnold and Stallone, you're just like, oh, that's the action guy, or that's this guy,
Get to the chopper,
now it's like, oh, well, he cheated on that, and he did this, and blah blah blah, and he said this, and it's different now. It's very different now.
Yeah,
Bruce
way
Willis,
too much.
Yeah,
Oh,
Bruce
don't say
Willis,
Bruce
everybody
Willis.
has to go see a Bruce Willis movie, So
That's sad.
it's just
Ugh.
yeah,
Won't break my heart. Okay.
yeah. But
Well, no, I agree. Those are good ones. Good ones.
Yep.
You made a good point. I agree. Said not Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks no more. Maybe Leo. That's Revenant. This the other things from Leo I don't go see.
Yeah, I never seen Revenant either in theaters.
That one's pretty good. But it's different than his other stuff. But
wasn't a huge fan.
No,
seeing it once was fine.
Yeah. I think I'm more concerned about directors now than I am about who's acting in it, because I want to see a good movie and a good story, and a director would be more telling of how that movie is going to be than the actors in it.
Like we're staying away from Taika Waititi.
Sometimes, not all the time.
Yeah,
I still give Taika a chance, although his last couple ones were not good.
As long as Taika doesn't go full Taika, we'll be all right.
But that's the problem. He goes full Taika and everything he does now. I can't.
Thinks he made it. I think regular working class people resent celebrities nowadays. Too much. There's too much space between the haves and have-nots.
Very much.
That's a very good point. That is a really good point. I think we're gonna leave it at that right now for tonight. We have once again a long show. I feel like I was doing with Anzo again, but this was fun, and I appreciate you guys coming in and it's contributing so much to it. And we'll continue to do this. So for us, we'll be on live Mondays and Thursdays next week, and then back here on Saturday doing Severance episode 7. I already saw the preview of it. It looks fire. We're going to have some hot fire next week. I cannot wait. Want to thank Tank, thank Anzo, and thank you guys. Much love, and we'll see you next week.
Appreciate it. Peace.
Later.
The board has concluded the call.